You want me to tell you now or just my opinion later?
No, just give it to me later.
Yeah.
But are you happy with that, or would you prefer something else?
That's fine.
Well, you can talk fishing if you want to.
Haven't you read my book on fishing?
If you put out a book...
I put out a book on fishing.
Oh, well...
How to play euchre, how to play crib.
Actually, I would have thought one of the things when you joined the team is that each person got a copy of the book.
I'll try and find it.
Well done, mate. D. Parker. Come to see his old boys. Fitzroy. Can you find a chroma key shot? This is the big question everyone's asking. Oh, again. Proving very popular, the old lights, aren't they?
Well, they're always there.
They're only 200 removed.
Yeah, unlike some of them.
Yeah. Was there many at Wagga?
8,000 per day.
Oh, that's a big crowd compared to this.
Yeah, for New South Wales country town.
So, Donnie, you can hear me, mate? That first tape item I'll be getting into very, very smartly, you know. Like it'll be, hello, welcome Adelaide, Fitzroy. They've met 6 times so far. It's 3 apiece. Fitzroy have won theirs at home. Adelaide have won theirs at home. But really that doesn't quite tell the story of just how close it's been. Bang. Oh, yeah. Yep. Someone wants something from me? Yeah, it is. And the cup too. I won't have the cup. Well, I don't know. I was going to put a sponsor sign on the front there where my finger is. Do you want a white balance? No, it's still... I can hold it down.
Look at the camera, please.
Chris's?
Yes, sir.
That's lost his sense of
Yeah, it's maybe one of those nights.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Good thinking. How long till we're on air? What's the time now? No worries.
very nice.
That'd be a good background.
Yeah. Harold's on fire again.
I was going to say, it's a cabin.
Well, true. He'd be sitting next to him.
Oh, you would be, wouldn't he?
There's a couple of blokes in the back there.
No sides out in the ground yet? Neither side out in the ground yet?
Oh, okay.
Give me a yell when there's Michael Chang. When crows come out if they're wearing black armbands.
For 16 and 19, you want to know pictures here?
Oh no, just if anyone's wearing black armbands. Be for
Get me enough to get up to the rooms quick. Don't worry about it.
The hands tell the story. For 2 decades, these gnarled, knuckle-shaped South Australian football. Tonight, their owner, one Neil Curley, joins forces on 7 Sport with Victoria's Big Dipper. 2 men who have built their own football legends. Here to tell it as it is, as the Adelaide Crows meet Fitzroy in this second quarter-final of the 1994 Foster's Cup. Yes, good evening everyone. Welcome once again to Waverley Park here in Melbourne. Another marvellous night for what should be another tight contest. What a year so far it has been in the Foster's Cup. Tonight should be no exception. It is Adelaide and Fitzroy. They've built up a marvellous rivalry in a very short period of time. They've met on 6 occasions. It's 3 apiece. Fitzroy winning at home and Adelaide, of course, always hard to beat in Adelaide. Adelaide winning their 3 at home. But those statistics, as we see the Crows coming out onto the ground, don't quite tell the true story.
Since that first controversial clash back in June of 1991, the Crows and the Lions have established a fierce rivalry. Remember that Sunday night? Fitzroy were on the end of a string of decisions that left the club fuming and left Adelaide winners by 3 points. In 1993, another thriller at Football Park. Modra kicking 3 goals in 4 minutes to bring the Crows within reach. Again, the Lions would falter on the siren and lose by a point. Modra kicked 7 at their last meeting in Melbourne and reached his 100. But this time, it was Fitzroy by 5 points.
And in fact, Tony Modra has made a habit of kicking goals against Fitzroy. He's made a habit of kicking goals against most. Let's have a look at the Adelaide lineup. And it's interesting to note that McDermott is out tonight. Tony McGuinness, number 11, will be skippering the side. We wish him well. They've made just a couple of changes. And in fact, their squad was rather difficult to get. They were playing their cards pretty close to their chest. Rodney Maida also is having a week off, courtesy of the AFL Tribunal. As far as Fitzroy are concerned, they've made a couple of changes from the team that was so impressive against Geelong last week. Coming back into the lineup, Jim Wine and David Bain. You can see Wine wearing number 8, as we know he wears, and David Bain is wearing 19. Skippered again by Paul Roos. Roos, incidentally, is playing his 23rd night game. Quite an achievement by the Fitzroy skipper. Both sides are out on the ground. It's going to be a big night on 7. I hope you can stay with us. We'll be back with all the action in just a moment.
Kicks for the kick-off line. And Modra! Modra. Have a look at this again. What a leap. He is sensational. Over the top. Eyes only for the ball. A very acrobatic effort there by Tony Modra.
1, 2, 3. You can hear me, Donny? Okay, so I go straight into the voiceover of the Knuckles file. Righto, mate. And it's just Neil, isn't it? It's not Dipper. Yeah. Oh, yes, I can see him down there.
13, Tom Kavanagh.
Yeah.
Well oiled. David Bain.
That's Baldwin. Spawn. Without doubt, one of the biggest names in the game, particularly in South Australia, Neil Curley, affectionately known by many as Knuckles, and a marvellous record. It all started back in 1952 as a player, just missing the 300 by 3 games. A couple of premierships in 1961 and 64. Marvellous year in 65 when he was runner-up in the Magarey medal. An all-Australian player and a wonderful success rate as a coach, picking up 4 flags, and it's good to have Neil joining us on the team as one of our boundary riders tonight. I don't know whether he'd like to come all the way over here to Waverley Park. Compared to Football Park with that packed house, Neil, it's very different. Just how different and how hard is it for the Crows, Neil?
Well, it's certainly different, Sandy. One thing, the crowd. We haven't got the 20 odd to 30,000 people we normally have at Football Park. The ground is very similar to Footy Park over home, and I don't think the Crows are going to have any trouble adjusting to it. But standing here in front of the race where the Fitzroy boys ran out, boy, they're going to be a tough side to beat, because emotionally they're charged up. Virtually every time they take the footy field, they're playing for their football life. And they're doing that again tonight. They had a huge banner to run through. I can tell you now, they're a pumped up side, and I would expect them to lead at quarter time.
Good on you, Neil. Look forward to your comments throughout the night.
Thank you.
Neil Curley joining us, and also joining us, we welcome them once again, Dennis Cometti. Good evening, Dan.
Yeah, good evening, Sandy.
And Bernie Quinlan. Welcome, Bernie.
Yes, thank you, Sandy.
With our 3 umpires, mic'd and wired for sound. We're just about set to go. An excellent night for football here in Melbourne. Very little breeze. Maybe just a touch of moisture in the air, and it may turn to be a little slippery later on. James Manson sets himself for action. They are fighters, Fitzroy. They're just keeping their heads above water. But one senses the Crows this year, as Wren tries to get them in motion, really must show something special. The time has come, many say, for them to show their wares. McGuinness kicks it down towards the half-forward line. It bounced off the head of Michael Dunstan. Zanotti, well tackled by Smart. Ball spills free, comes back towards Anthony McGregor. McGregor has it, but I think a free kick is going to go back to his teammate in Matty Armstrong at half-back.
Interesting tonight, Sandy. Ben Hart starting in the centre square there for that first bounce. I think he may be picking up Paul Roos.
Short and finds Paxman. On to McGregor again. Over centre wing. Up towards Roos. Couldn't take the mark. And just kept in play for Fitzroy by Kieran Spawn. Had a pretty good game against the Cats. Now an opportunity for Ross. A high ball back towards centre wing. Jonathan Ross looking for Tregenza. Doesn't find him. Going to be a free kick, however. And it will go to the Crow. Black armbands, no doubt, in honour of the great Jack Oatey, who so sadly passed away during the week. We'll have more on that later on in the show.
Well, I don't think that's allowed.
Step ladders not allowed. Free kick go the way of Chris Groom.
Yes, Paxman up miles too early there.
Groom on the wing. Boots it down towards half forward. Nigel Smart back in proceedings tonight. Tapped it forward, taken by Dunstan. Boyd out of defence, boots it out wide. Tregenza leads in the race, but the boundary line is too close, and it will be thrown in on the centre wing. Jimmy Wynd on the bench there in the 22 tonight. Here's McGuinness close to the boundary line. Clever kick. It was touched. Rashudo to Hart. Hart towards centre half forward. Here comes Smart again. Seacamp, timely fist knocked it away. Baldwin goes in solidly. Down goes Paxman. McGregor's hand pass is good. Lyon comes away from half back towards half forward. All Crows though. and Lee drifting back, takes the mark, plays on. Bickley up from half-back, goes towards half-forward. Wren, terrific grab. Wren alongside the centre circle. As Andy said, great night for football this one. Kicks to the 50, Groom.
A little bit of a nudge out there by the big centre half forward there, Chris Groom. The umpire allowing that mark. Used his body well, according to the umpire. I thought it may have been a little bit early. Here we see again just getting rid of his opponent there, Ross Lyon, and leaning back and taking that mark.
So Groom kicking from 55. Nice attempt, falling just short. Pushed across the line by Hawking. So the first score of the game, a rushed behind.
Crows having to do it without thousands of screaming fans with them tonight. Of course, they'll be with them at home in South Australia as Spawn goes up towards centre wing. No mark taken, comes over the back of the pack, socket back in towards the centre. Chance now for Tasker to get the hand pass away. Can they set something up? Back to Tasker again, but it's belted away from him by McGregor. Now an opportunity for Rashido. Went through without the football, however. Anderson from centre wing, stabs in towards half forward. Smart was his target. At the back is Wiedemann and Zanotti, the two wild men of football. Give chase. Going to be beaten for it. Lip tack towards Tregenza. Pushed away from him. Ball on centre wing. Scoring very tight and hard early on in this game. Crows having the numbers across half back. And they will tidy up again. The one score on the board at the moment. Tasker gives it away to Ben Hart. Hart up towards the 50-metre line. A couple of big flyers, including Nigel Smart, unable to take the ball, however, and we'll see a bounce.
Interesting. Sorry, Sandy, just interesting the use of Ben Hart tonight. It looks like he's playing as a loose man, or maybe a slightly go-with role with Paul Roos. Of course, last game against the West Coast Eagles, he played a magnificent game at full-back.
Current temperature of some 18 degrees, so you can see it's a pretty balmy night. Modra beaten for it. Hawking, youngster does well. He soccers off the ground. Anderson could be first to it for the Crows. Hawking follows it up, and he sees it over the line.
Just going back to Ben Hart, he did start in the centre square there, Bernie, at the first bounce.
Yeah, I did mention that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Throw in on centre wing. Rent. Know that South Hart tries to get the hand pass away to acting skipper McGuinness, who in turn wanted Anderson. Socket off the ground. Attempted soccer off the ground by Paul Roos. Door opens for Bickley. McGuinness towards the line. Baldwin is with him. And it's over. Talking of Sean Wren, expecting very big things from him in 1994.
Mark Bickley, who's been named Deputy Vice Captain of the Adelaide side for the 94 season.
There's the man, Hart, down towards half forward. I usually hang on every word of yours too, Bernie. Wiedemann gets the hand pass away, taken by Tasker, slung off it. Away comes Spawn, boots it towards the wing, gained about 20 metres, trying to crash his way through was Cummings. Went nowhere. This is Wiedemann on the wing, kicks down towards the 50. Going back, Roos over the top. Hall claims the mark, told to play on. Liptak now from 35 kicks a goal. (1-1) to no score.
Yes, great play there by Tony Hall, a former Hawthorn champion. Here we see it again in replay. The long kick into that forward line coming from the boot of Wayne Wiedemann. And Tony Hall, of course, we know how courageous he is overhead, taking what appeared to be almost a mark, but the umpire not allowing it, and then feeding that hand pass out very quickly to Liptak.
Crows by 7 points. Tony Hall back in home territory. Just over 16 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Rashudo trying to get it out to Bickley. Down towards half forward. Tregenza always dangerous on the wing. Oh, McGuinness twisted out of one and into another. Socket off the ground by Tregenza. Down towards Smart, and he takes it on 50 metres. Nigel Smart down towards full forward. Towards Modra. Out he comes and gets there.
Yes, the young fullback there, Simon Hawking, needs all the support he can get from the other Fitzroy defenders, because on this very spacious forward line, they must get back there very quickly to cover up all those gaps. They didn't do this do that on this occasion. Modra had plenty of time just to lead into that open space there.
So Tony Modra, his first set shot at goal from some 42 metres. Pretty good looking drop punt. His first. And 2 quick goals to the Crows see them scoot away by 13 points.
Modra 129 goals last year in 23 games. The next best being Matthew Liptak. He kicked 28 goals. They really need Tony Hall in that forward pocket to add something to this forward line, because really they do rely a lot on Tony Modra. And a magnificent year last year. We see him there again on that lead, taking a very safe chest mark.
13 points the margin. Satori goes up, clean possession, breaks away from the centre, boots it down towards half forward. They haven't gone beyond here too often. This is Lee in the road. Wilden did well, came up, gave a contest. Still jarred free. Anderson goes down. Opportunity now on the outer side for Kavanagh. In trouble. Hand passes virtually straight up in the air. Nicely done by Wilden. Bought some time and space for Armstrong. Gets the hand pass to Boyd. Boyd boots it well inside the 50. Over the top, Rouvray got a fist on it. Slapped out, taken by Wren. This is Beckley. He charges out. Tregenza will need to go, and he does. He stretches out from half back. Boots it towards the wing. Paxman's in front. Heads for the boundary. Out of bounds, the attacking side of left centre wing for the Crows. Check the betting. Adelaide firm favourites, as you can see. This is Boyd. Gained about 25 metres, but Tregenza takes a clever mark opposed to McGregor. He's got the ball on the wing. Simon Tregenza looking in towards half forward. Puts it high in the direction of Smart. Up he goes. Forced to punch away eventually. Liptak in the grasp. Look for Rashudo coming through Seacamp. Gets it across to Dunstan. Dunstan breaks away from half back. Boots towards half forward. Coming up to meet the ball is Wilden. Lacking support and lacking a sense of direction, I'd say, as well.
Extraordinary there from Dr. Wilden. I don't know what he was thinking with that kick.
Rouvray goes short. Had a good game against the Cats, Wilden, where he booted 5 goals. Bickley sends the Crows up towards the half-forward flank, close to the boundary line and over. Paxman sees it across the line. Chris Groom ambles back. And a throw-in. 13 points the margin. The Royals have only had it down in their attacking zone a couple of times. Armstrong tried to get it out the back door towards Baldwin. He's going to get a free kick, was legged. Jason Baldwin wants to get on with it quickly. So does Paul Roos. Zanotti loves to run, but he left without the football. Now he recovers. Stammers slightly on the left foot. Kicks it in towards the middle. Anderson is there. He sets something up. Tries to sweep a long hand pass. Going to come unstuck. May give the Lions a chance to go down towards half forward. Hand pass is good. Up towards the 50-metre line. Over the head of Manson. It bounces clear. Where's Doc Wilden? On all fours. Out of 50 once more. They've still got the chance. Kieran Spawn dodging and weaving. Spawn sets sail for goal, but he's away to the left. Satori sees it over the line. And over the line on the full. So once again, respite for the Crows, and Fitzroy still looking for their first score. Crows leading by 13 points. McGuinness in front towards the boundary line. Pressure put on him on that occasion by Brad Boyd. And we'll see a throw-in on the outer side. Robert Shaw without the moustache this year. Satori goes it alone. High kick, but no one at home. And again, the Crows should be able to come away. Modra has booted 1. Matthew Liptak has 1. They are their sole scorers. McGregor leads in the race for the ball. Clips it round his body up towards the 50-metre line for the Lions, but taken over once again. James Manson being pressured to the line by big Jonathan Ross.
He's put on a bit of beef, I think, James, this year, Sandy, over the summer months. Too many pies, I think, James.
Out of the back, it's Baldwin. Clever by Satori. Lyon a chance now, about 35 metres from goal, upended. Jamison was the player initially that got him. Now Jamison's over the ball. Knocked it out to the advantage of Hart. Clever into the path of Lee. Kavanagh came to meet him. Lee's sock is off the ground. Should have pushed the ball across the line. Instead, he's conceded a kick. Graham Corns knows what he should have done, and so does Lee.
It appears as though Ben Hart's playing a loose man in defence.
I'm not buying into that again. Tregenza drops a mark. He's at half back. Small crowd's making a lot of racket. That's all I can say in my defence. On the wing, Wren's got the ball. Rashudo goes down towards half forward. They should get a goal here. There's a man on down the ground. Liptak senses that. Instead, he centres the ball. Good kick, though. What a beauty. And Groom has marked it. 40 metres out directly in front. It had to be centimetre perfect to get over that defender. It did. And Groom moving into the hole. Liptak, great vision down the ground. He saw the opportunity.
Well, I was with you, Dennis. I thought actually the man on by himself was Nigel Smart. He ignored him, and a much better angle at goal here from Chris Groom.
Yes, expect the unexpected. Groom puts it through for a goal. So, the Crows are looking good. Their supporters like it. 19 points is the advantage.
Yes, they'll almost certainly play a big part in the finals again this year, the Adelaide Crows, as we see this in replay. Mark Rashudo, a very talented young halfback there. Matthew Liptak gets around quite easily. The player, we could just see him in the corner of the screen there, was Nigel Smart all alone, but ignored him. Perfect pass there to Chris Groom.
Modra, Liptak and Groom giving Adelaide a lightning start here at Waverley Park. They lead by 19 points, and McGuinness gets them down towards half forward again. Here's the Weed, 60 metres out. Wiedemann brings it back. It's a lovely looking kick into full forward and just away to the left for one behind.
Well, that was much better there from Sean Wren at that centre bounce, because with that launching pad having been removed, that rubber circle that they used to bounce the ball on, it's noticeable that the ball certainly isn't bouncing as high as it was last year.
Baldwin towards centre wing. Crows doing all the attacking at the moment. Wren in that pack now. The big man goes over the top. Roos has possession only for a fleeting moment, however. Gets rid of it very quickly. So too did Tregenza. Chance now for the Matthew Armstrong. Fitzroy can't get away. Wiedemann over the top. And the Weed is going to send the Crows into attack again. Tregenza can go on. If he can get over the top, he can. An opportunity now for McGuinness, 55 metres out. Doesn't go for goal. Goes for Modra. He's down in that full forward zone and eventually pushed towards the line, almost dangerously for a moment by the Fitzroy defence. And one behind is conceded. 3-3. The Lions still yet to score with just over 10 minutes remaining in this first quarter.
Spawn goes on a long lead. That's ignored by Hawking. It was McGregor, number 11, leading to the outer side. Kavanagh goes up, should have marked it, dragged off it. He'll be penalised, I think, now. It'll be a Crows kick just outside the 50. So Wiedemann gets another free. 3 umpires again tonight, one of whom I think, if my memory serves me correctly, Brett Allen, umpired both the qualifying matches between these two clubs last season. Both of them thrillers. Here's Wiedemann. Goes from 60 down towards full forward. Oh, Modra almost. Well, that's interesting. It's a behind. He seemed to connect with the ball, but I think the ball was over the line. He was trying to boot it with the outside of his foot. Watches it again. In from the side. Up he goes.
He almost had the mark too, Dennis. Yeah, I think he just missed it. It was over the line.
Yeah.
3-4. Adelaide, Fitzroy yet to score.
Just over 9 minutes remaining. This first quarter, a quarter that to date has been dominated by the Crows. McGregor couldn't take it cleanly. Now they've got a chance to go up towards the half forward line. The 60 metres area at the moment, now down towards 50. Crow defence has been solid. That was Lee initially pushing towards the line and over. So another throw in with Scott Lee, Paul Rouvray doing the job well with Mark Bickley. Wren, front spot. Big man palms it down. Opportunity now for Fitzroy. The kick from Boyd in towards full forward. Oh, mistake. It could prove costly. And it's a goal to Satori. Opportunity was there to clear. But it was Satori who took advantage, Bernie.
Yes, the player making the mistake there, I think, for Adelaide was... let's have a look at this in replay. I think it was Jonathan Ross, the player, that made the mistake. There he is, slippery, straight through his fingers, and Satori off the ground there. And just not percentage football there from the young Adelaide Crows defender. Should have just thumped it away as hard as he possibly could.
Ruse, Manson, Spawn and Lyons start in the centre square for the Lions, but up goes Wren to tap it down. Spawn's kick is smothered. Beckley held a long time in the tackle. Hart feeds it out. Liptak back to Hart. Does nicely. Forward of half-back. Kicks down towards half-forward. In front, hitting the ball full-chested down there is Seacamp. Puts it out towards the wing. Awkward bounce for Hart. Now Ruse an opportunity. Could have been held without it. Tasker grabs it. Boots it hurriedly down towards half-forward. Pitches in no man's land. Paxman the first to arrive. Clever. Seacamp in trouble. Could have almost been holding the ball. Did he put it out deliberately? Well, the umpire thinks neither. He says throw it in.
In the Crows attacking zone. Paxman doing the ruck work for the Roys. Rashudo doing the tackling. Socket off the ground towards Spawn, off the Ruse. Back towards centre wing. Manson. Oh, the juggler. James gets it away to Armstrong. In towards the middle. Lyon trying to set something up for Spawn. 75 metres out. A high drop punt. In towards the Doctor. Well fisted away from Wielden, however, and over the line. Spoiling work by Paul Rouvray, and a throw in the Lions' right forward pocket. Satori. Wren. Lock arms. Wren wins it with the right hand. Advantage is going to be paid. There was some pushing going the way of the Crows. Liptak storms clear from half-back. Kicks up towards his acting captain for the night, who's on centre wing. Tony McGuinness swings round. Thought about the left foot, then gave the hand pass to Rashudo. Rashudo goes inside towards Tregenza. It had to be deadly accurate. It almost was. Back to McGuinness, who's still running. Shoots in towards goal, and it deserved better, Tony McGuinness. One behind. Well, he can run all night. 3-5. Plays a goal. Just over 7.5 remaining.
He's a great player, Tony McGuinness. If he has one flaw, it's when he kicks a goal with the right foot. Bernie, I suppose if you're being super critical.
Yes, he is magnificent, though, Dennis. He runs all night, as Sandy called. Very fit player.
Here's Spawn booting it out wide. As I say, we're being very picky, but the finish not quite the equal of the work in the lead up there. Here's Zanotti going across the ground. Intelligent kick too. Intended down there for Kieran Spawn, but as you see, weight of numbers tells the story. Wren did well, got it to Tasker, who boots it out wide. And now Ruse, lacking support, heads for the boundary line. Rashudo, intent on keeping it in, played it pretty well. Groom is outnumbered now. Armstrong to Ruse, little chip pass. Kavanagh on the outer side wing. Fitzroy trail. Adelaide have started well, despite the emotion that Neil was talking about. Strong mark by Manson. To the run of Baldwin, who'll go with his right foot. Goes looking for Wielden. He misses it. Wielden first back on the ball. Can't control it. Still he goes. Deep in the right full forward pocket. Well, he's hit the post, both of them. There should be a bonus.
Gee, it was good recovery, though, from Doc Wielden.
That ball could be a little slippery with the sweating bodies already.
Yes, and also getting a little bit greasy too, these night conditions. We noticed just getting a little bit cooler in Melbourne at the moment.
Ben Hart goes to mark Rashudo. Great play by Wielden, though, initially to beat two of them. Jamison sends the Crows up over the centre. He wants Wren and he gets him. Big Sean Wren. Could be anything this year. This young man, Beckley, has a shot. Again, away to the left. And slamming into the behind post. No score. But it's a quarter that to date has belonged to the Crows. Yes, look, we're on TV. Just under 6 remaining. Wren in front again. Got a hand to her, but that was all. Kicked up towards centre wing. Again, it's Fitzroy who are lacking in numbers. They may get away with this, however. Boyd kicks up towards half forward. No mark taken by Cummings. Recovers well, and despite the tackle, got his kick to McGregor. 40 metres out, the youngster brings it back in towards full forward. Good use of the body by Satori. He'll have a shot just 10 metres out, almost directly in front.
Well, they've steadied at least Fitzroy at the moment. Big Peter Sartori taking that mark. The lone Fitzroy goal kicker up to this stage. Peter Sartori, a little nudge out on Jonathan Ross, and shouldn't miss this one.
2 goals to Peter Sartori, 2 goals to Fitzroy. As they make a change. David Bain comes onto the ground. Bain did not play against the Cats last week.
No, David Bain, who played a lot of football up with the Brisbane Bears, was a magnificent performer with the Brisbane Bears. A lot of the ball up there. If one thing lets him down, it is his lack of penetration with his kicking.
Margin back to 10 points. Manson and Wren will go at it again. There's the time remaining. The winner will go on and play Collingwood in a semi-final. Baldwin out of the middle, down towards half forward. They lock arms down there. He was locking with whom initially? There's Boyd. Well done to Spawn. Spawn 45 metres out. That's a clever goal. Four points the difference.
Yeah, great kick there by Kieran Spawn, former Essendon player, drafted by Fitzroy. He only played 5 games in 1993 for a total of 72 with Essendon. But there, the importance of winning the ball out of the middle. I think Sean Wren quite often just stands too far back at that centre bounce. If you don't get a very good bounce, he just cannot get to that contest.
So the Lions come storming back. Wren and Manson, 23 plays at 19. Overrun on that occasion by Kavanagh. Rashudo gets it out to Wiedemann. Ball to ground once, he's 70 metres out. Wants Modra. Does it from behind. Looking for possession. Smart's there with him to assist, but he runs out of room. Good persistence by young Hawking, and it's over the line. Groom, Ruse playing in his 23rd night game. Smart wins it. He belted it over the back. Wiedemann juggling for it. Liptak is there also. Wiedemann stopped and asked the question. Zanotti. Now Weed goes in once again, but no one going anywhere. On the 50-metre line for the Crows. Stung into action after a couple of quick goals to the Lions. 4 points the margin. Smart to Anderson. Around he comes with that familiar left foot. In towards Tony Hall. Back in his home state. Hall again. Flicked it out. Groom got it away, but the whistle had sounded. It's going to be a free kick to the Crows. I think it's going to be Nigel Smart. Will have a shot probably from around 45 metres and an angle that is not too severe.
It's the free kick they're awarded against John Barker. A holding decision awarded by umpire Brett Allen.
So Smart to again make the lead 10 points, but he's drifted that across the face. Another behind. So opportunities going begging. As Hawking brings it back into play. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining. Ruse interfered with. And the skipper will take it on half-back.
To Armstrong. He chips it out wide. This is Boyd. Boyd hard against the boundary line. Finds some time. Kicks it very high. Just past centre. Cummings, the fly, got hands to it. Couldn't hang on for the Lions. Tregenza looking for a free kick. It was pushed in the back and he'll get it. David Bain cannoning into the back of Simon Tregenza. As Tregenza is camped over the ball. He's a master at doing this. Meantime, the Crows take it to the outer side. Tregenza's kick. Over the top, Seacamp fisting away. Kavanagh goes off the ground to his own advantage. That worked out pretty well. Not sure that was his intention. He's confronted by Smart. This is Seacamp again. He's claimed. Kavanagh at close quarters got it across to Dunstan, who chips it into Boyd. He's been effective. He's on the wing. Boyd kicks in towards centre half forward. Not a good kick though. It favours Tasker. He leads back in the race. Sean Tasker goes off the ground. And that's good enough. It finds the boundary line at left half back for Adelaide. Robert Shaw down on the boundary now. The side right back in this contest. They trail by 5 points. There's the time remaining till quarter time. Wren and Manson. Bain on all fours. Tregenza at close quarters. Releases McGuinness. Runs up towards the wing. Kicks it high towards half forward. Tony Hall goes out. And how often have we seen that? Tony Hall, another very good mark.
Too far out to score, but his target will be Modra. 1-2 grabs. Play on, says the umpire. Hawking gets the hand pass away. He was looking for Ruse. Colin well by Liptak. Ball spills free. Pressure now on Bain, but he gets the hand pass away. And it's Baldwin who just keeps the ball in play on half-back. Jason Baldwin, a very ambitious hand pass, put pressure on Anthony McGregor. He loses the football. Spills clear towards McGuinness. He won't be able to keep it in play. And it's over the line. Heading towards the Crows' left half-forward flank region.
Just overusing the handball there, Jason Baldwin. Not a percentage play there coming out of the back line. The long kick would have been the one.
5 points the margin. Boyd's had a very good quarter. 7 kicks and now 3 hand passes. He's been busy. Marcus Seacamp sees it over, another throw-in. Been very loyal, the Fitzroy fans. Seeing their club on the brink on a number of occasions. McGregor tried to storm his way through and is paying a heavy price. Rashudo in towards half forward. Well, again, step ladder tactics, but the umpire says play on. Tasker has a bit of room. He's got Anderson 30 metres down the ground. A little chip will suit him. Too far out, so at quarter time, the Crows controlling the first half of the quarter, but then Fitzroy coming back. And at quarter time, the Adelaide Crows lead. 3-6, Fitzroy 3-1.
Coming back to Melbourne this Saturday night when the mighty Swans take on the Hawks out at Waverley for a semi-final spot in the Foster's Cup. Don't miss it.
What happened?
I did mention it, didn't I, Sandy?
It's the audio. Was that it?
Crows.
And Fitzroy very lucky.
Did they let up?
Why don't we?
Yes, it's a different looking Fitzroy tonight. They trail, but they fought back strongly. Adelaide lead 3-6-24. Fitzroy a 3-1-19. Our boundary riders are Dipper and Neil Curley. Neil, the Lions were very slow starters. They virtually gave away the first part of the quarter.
Well, they may have been slow, but the Crows boys were very, very quick, and they did take advantage of some game plans that Fitzroy had that didn't work. And Dipper, you were watching that.
Yeah, Paul Roos was asked to go up the field, and Sean Wren got some easy kicks in the back line there. And the disposal from Fitzroy from centre line was pretty poor early on.
Well, it was. They had no method going to attack at all, no person to kick to. The Crows gobbled up and just created some run from back there. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Neil. Neil and Dipper, our boundary riders. And let's have a look, Bernie, at the stats from the first term.
Yes, well, even up there towards the second half, because second half of the quarter, Adelaide completely on top early, but Fitzroy from about the 12 to 15 minute mark certainly got back into that game and did a lot of good work. We see the marks 21-12 in favour of Fitzroy. Free kicks. The umpire's looking after Fitzroy pretty well there. And centre breaks pretty even.
Only one multiple goal scorer on the ground. That's Peter Sartori of Fitzroy with 2. Here we go into the second quarter at Waverley Park. Wren wins it out of the centre. Jarman on the ground. Gets the hand pass away to Rashudo. Mark Rashudo, penetrating kick. Inside 50 once again. The juggler is at work. And a good mark taken by Tony Hall.
Yeah, well, he's a very good player, Tony Hall. Just about has played 100 senior AFL games with Hawthorn, 20 games last year. And a very handy pickup back with the Adelaide Crows this season.
Hall kicking from 45. Drop punt on its way, but that is away to the right. They're kicking for goal. Some of the set shots have been sadly astray so far tonight. That young Crow supporter ponders what may have been. Simon Hawking goes back to bring the ball back into play. 3-7. Plays 3-1. Wren leans on Manson. Neither able to be effective, but Manson works hard at the bottom of the pack. Rashudo was who flicked it out towards Liptak on to Jarman. Inside 50 once again, but straight to Paul Roos at halfback.
Lions champ getting in the right spot at the right time. Hawking pushing up from fullback. Now the tentative bounce. That's a little better. And better with experience. He runs down towards the wing and boots it towards half forward. In front down there was Cummings. Going to ground was Kavanagh. It comes back to Cummings. Now an opportunity for Beckley to Wiedemann. Wiedemann through the middle towards half forward. Groom did well. Controlled the ball initially. Sliding in there as McGregor. Came out between his legs, taken by McGuinness over the top to Groom. At close quarters to Liptak. Liptak goes down towards full forward. Modra at full stretch off the ground. Oh, that's clever. That's brilliant. Adelaide get their fourth. Off the ground by Tony Modra, posting his second.
Yes, great stuff by Tony Modra. That play coming about because Simon Hawking had run right up the ground. There had about 3 or 4 bounces and hadn't got back quickly enough to cover Tony Modra, giving him 4 or 5 metres there to break away from him.
Back in the middle once more. Fine goal, Tony Modra. Wren and Manson prepare to do battle. 31 plays 19. Wren wins it off to McGuinness. Tackle as he took the kick. Wiedemann fights his teammate for the football. That's how keen he is. Free kick is then given away by the wild man.
Look at those eyes. He's got the wildest eyes in football, hasn't he?
And Tom Kavanagh saying, thank you very much.
Well, Kavanagh came in to bump Wiedemann, and Wiedemann grabbed him and threw him to the ground.
So Kavanagh on centre wing to send the Lions into attack. Drop punt is on its way. Pretty congested half forward line. It was Lee who tapped it cleverly away. Jarman's use of handball is always good. McGuinness back to Jarman. Look out. Back to McGuinness again. Excellent play. Up towards Nigel Smart. He's at half forward. Gets the hand pass away to Rashudo, who's usually a long kick of the football. He's 70 metres out. Pulls it round. Up towards Modra at full forward. He's caught in the pack. And a mark. It's going to be a free kick. The mark was taken by Hawking, but a free kick.
Grabbed over the shoulders earlier, wasn't it?
Yes, Tony Hall was dragged out of that contest by number 5 for Fitzroy, John Barker. only a young player who was recruited from the under-18 competition, and there we see again clearly that he was dragged out of that contest.
Tony Hall for his first 25 metres out. He makes no mistake. One to Tony Hall, 2 quick goals to the Crows in the second quarter, and again they kick clear. 5-7 plays 3-1.
He had a rather indifferent year last year, Tony Hall, although he did play in 20 of the games. He was dragged on quite a few occasions and spent a little bit of time on the interchange bench. You'll see there clearly a good mark there by Hawking, putting his body in front, and held out of the contest was Tony Hall.
5-7-3-1. Wren, Hart, Jarman and McGuinness start in the centre square for the Adelaide Crows. This is Kavanagh. Quick hands. Releases Boyd, who's been very good. Going down towards half forward. The ball will pitch towards the pocket. Wheeldon comes out in front of Fitzroy. Nicely done. Goes in short though. The kick not the equal of the earlier good work. Lee Sock is off the ground cleverly. And now Rashuda with some time and space on the outer side. Kicks towards the middle. Wiedemann used his body very intelligently, trying to provide a path there for Groom, but Zanotti gets it across to Baldwin. Baldwin comes towards the wing. This is Spawn. Spawn, left centre wing, centering kick, waiting for it McGregor. Arriving there was Hart to fist away. Roving the pack is Bain. Bain again goes to the pocket. They're proving pretty indirect at the present time. Cummings, over the top Armstrong, gives it back. Cummings about 35 metres out, goes with the outside of the boot, and that's a terrific goal. The Lions needed that one, and the former South Australian provided it. 4-1-5-7.
There's a great kick there in the end by the former South Australian player in Trent Cummings. First of all, the hand pass to Matthew Armstrong. It sat okay for him there, and as we know, they're pretty good with those sort of kicks, those former South Australians and the South Australians. The check side punters, it's called in South Australia, and executed it perfectly.
Young man from Central Districts, 37 plays 25. Wren wins it, but the Lions take it out of the middle. Over the head of Armstrong it goes. Bickley a chance to tidy up. He does so. Hand pass across to Jamison. Jamison's kick is wide, too wide, and out of bounds on the outer side. So have the first of our injury updates. Tregenza, does he have a problem, Neil?
Yes, he has a slight hamstring. The report is not severe, but at this stage you wouldn't know.
Well, that's a good move with Simon Tregenza, because he's had plenty of hamstring problems in the past.
Yep, get him off. Boyd over the boundary line once more, and another throw in.
The two number 34s are built along similar lines, aren't they? Brad Boyd and Ben Hart. Tall and very slender.
Wren and Satori jostling. Wren trying to take it out of the air. Satori got the last tap. Bickley off without it. At the bottom is Armstrong. With him is Jarman. And a bounce on the outer side. 25 plays 37. Crows able to skip away with a couple of goals. Wren to McGuinness to Hart. And a good tackle by Boyd brings him to the ground. I think Fitzroy fans were wanting a little more than just another bounce.
Well, I don't think he was deserved of a free kick there, Sandy, because it was knocked out of his hands in the tackle and then was dragged underneath him by Boyd.
Trying to get a kick away was McGregor. Jarman. Back to McGregor. Unusual to see that from Jarman. Anderson waiting down. Tries to go over the top. Lee. He's under pressure. Slings it clear. Tasker belts it wide towards the boundary line. Baldwin is there. Runs out of room once more. McGuinness sees it over. Two straight kicks to the margin. Bain. And they're with it for a moment. So too Jarman. Hart tries to soccer off the ground. Pretty tough in there at the moment to get it out cleanly. Lyon comes away, but a little too late in another bounce.
Jimmy Wine still waits. Wren gets it down. Rashudo. High kick through centre towards half forward. Smart. Controlled it pretty well to his own advantage. Into the path of Groom, who tries to knock it back to accommodate Liptak. They're going in pretty solidly. Zanotti's over the ball. Here comes Wiedemann. Colliding with him Seacamp. Still in play. Groom nicely to Smart. Smart about 60 metres from goal. It ricochets down inside the 50. Opportunity now for the defender. He's dragged off, and that was Hawking. Ball goes towards the goal line. Getting back is Barker, and Barker content to force it across the line. I thought they would have retired that jumper.
Thank you, Dean. No, they retired the player.
5-8-4-1. Kicking towards the other side. Baldwin. It was terrific against Geelong 7 days ago. Clearly the best man on the ground. Dunstan, strong tackle by Rashudo. And the umpire's saying too high, is he? Well, they're getting a good run, the Lions. They're well ahead in the free kicks. Dunstan.
Very strange, that decision, Den.
Yeah, very strange. This is Armstrong.
Stabs it in towards the centre. And that man Baldwin is there once again. Back to Armstrong. Back to Baldwin. Now he's got a bit of room. But they need a couple of goals, the Lions. Anderson was in front, but he was beaten for it by Kavanagh. Steady's inside 50 once more. Now they've got the opportunity. Satori has booted 2. And they were both in the first quarter. He has a chance to add. Kicking from 35 metres and directly in front.
Yes, he's been a handy player since being picked up from Carlton there, Peter Satori. A mobile ruckman, very tall. And an excellent high mark. Also can kick a goal, 195 centimetres.
Satori's drop punt, an important kick for the Lions, and he doesn't let them down. 3 goals to Peter Satori, and they cling to the Crows.
First played in 1987, Peter Satori, recruited from Western Australia. Played many serviceable games with Carlton before being picked up by Fitzroy. A total of 68 games for 133 goals. The big fella can play at full forward, centre half forward, and does a pretty good job in the ruck as well.
So the Lions are sticking well. They trail by 7 points. Satori has 3 goals. Red has a big thump away. Smart leads back in the race. Smart on the 50. Goes long down towards full forward. That's a marvellous effort. I think it's a goal. It is. The stamp of class on that goal from Nigel Smart, back in the team tonight.
He's a brilliant player, Nigel Smart, whether at fullback where he started his career with the Adelaide Crows or playing at centre half forward. Here we see the agility and pace, almost held on to that right arm there by the centre half back in Steve, not Steve Paxman, it's actually Marcus Seacamp who's playing centre half back. But the pace and the agility there winning out.
Well, there's a man who's known controversy before his first game. Chalmers on the ground now for the Adelaide Crows. This is Armstrong, the former Tasmanian. High kick towards half forward, going back with courage down there was Rouvray. Socket off the ground by McGregor, well inside the 50. Manson hasn't got the ball, should have got it free. In goes Bain. Well done by Beckley. McGuinness trying to spin out of trouble. Spawn got him. Wheeldon goes down. Armstrong from 60 metres out. Long kick down towards the kick-off line. Manson went back with courage. Goes towards the boundary line. Can't keep it in.
And I think he
agreed
having
with
a
me.
few words, yes.
Agreed with me. Should have got it free about 15 seconds ago.
James is not a happy camper. Watch out, anything could happen here. Gets it down towards Ross Lyon. Now Satori. Can they get a score? Kavanagh's kick is high. In towards the square. The big pack flies. Baines waiting at the bottom. Manson is there once again. And the ball is at the bottom of the pack. And James is still talking. Not going to change anything, James. 44 plays 31. Wren wins it with the right hand. Chance for Rashudo to clear. Goes wide, but not handsome. 12 possessions to Mark Rashudo. Brad Boyd is going to bring it back into play. Going to have to go back. Anthony McGregor. Give it back to him. He was keen to get rid of it rather smartly. Tucked right on the boundary line, Brad Boyd. Going to be kicking from probably 40 metres. And he is away to the right. Out of bounds on the full. No wonder he wanted to go short. He was never confident.
A tough shot from there, though, Sandy.
Oh, my word.
Tucked away in that pocket.
Tasker brings it back into play. Sean Tasker up towards half-back. Wren was the flyer. Boyd again, this time with the left foot. It's a short kick, putting them just inside 50. Anderson bundled out of it. Line goes over the top with a fleeting hand pass. Here's an opportunity for Fitzroy through Cummings. He loses it, however, and Hart will clear for the Crows. Ben Hart's kick is wide because he had nothing. He had no one. So he's made an educated kick towards the boundary line, and Zanotti under pressure from Wiedemann sees it over.
Adelaide lead by 13 points. Boundary throw in centre wing. Satori has had a good night. Knocked it down, then goes on to tackle Wiedemann. He was a bit stiff not to get a kick. Bounce on the wing then. Satori again. Sharked by Hart, who boots it towards half forward. Matty Liptak's in front, takes it across the boundary line. It will be thrown in. Matthew Liptak kicked 28 goals last season, including 3 in the second elimination final against the Hawks, and that 28 was second best behind Modra. It's quite a gap in terms of goal kickers. This ball is marked by Chalmers.
Manson coming off the ground for Fitzroy. He's been replaced by Jared Malloy.
Will probably give the emergency umpire a speech as well on his way to the dugout. This is Dunstan. High kick towards midfield. Going back is Tasker in front. Boyd reaching over the top. McGregor, quality young player, goes to ground. They're going in solidly. Boyd at the base of that. That's been the story of the night. No one shirking an issue, and we've got a bounce right in the centre circle. Manson continues to prowl. Rucks go at it. Wren taken by Satori. McGuinness breaks away. Little chip pass towards half forward. Liptak has it. Look at McGuinness go. Liptak 60 metres from goal. Lays it into the path of McGuinness. Coming up to confront him is the fullback Hawking. Still McGuinness goes in trouble. Tries to slap it to the boundary line. A fumble by Dunstan. And it will be thrown in. Terrific performance by Tony McGuinness.
Yes,
He made his, I was just going to say, he made his VFL debut, Bernie, in the same year as Mike Tyson became the youngest world heavyweight champion. So he's been around a while, and of course his career was star-studded back in South Australia when he won a Magarey medal as a 17-year-old. Around the boundary goes McGregor. McGregor will kick into the forward line.
1986 was it, Dick?
Well, very good, sir.
Mike Tyson, David Bain. Anderson will wait for Edward Heath. Ball still on centre wing. Bickley up towards half forward. Zanotti had it and then lost it. Satori couldn't take it cleanly. Zanotti again. Now he's got to wait. An opportunity for Fitzroy. This time it's Hawking. Gets a hurried kick back towards centre wing, and the mark is taken by Kieran Spawn. Kicked the goal in the first quarter, Spawn. Puts it up in front of Lyon. He's still outside 50, Ross Lyon. He's one of the Roy's great tries. Up towards Wheeldon. Got a hand to it, but that was all. Cleverly tapped it on towards Boyd. Brad Boyd is clear. Shows him the footy once, then goes for a short little chip. It almost worked. His target was McGregor, but it's going to come unstuck. Tasker will give it away to Lee, and they will clear to Anderson on halfback. Greg Anderson goes long towards Nigel Smart. Jarman at the back. Has plenty of room. McGuinness has the pace. Here they go with Matty Liptak. Kicked a goal in the first quarter. Back to McGuinness. Has he got some toe? And now Liptak from 50 metres pulls it round his body. Ruse is the only one at home, however, and he will clear to the charging Zanotti on halfback.
Zanotti still inside his defensive 50. Kicks towards the wing. Coming up the ground, an opportunity here for Johnston. Couldn't control it with one go, and that was all it took to lose the ball. Hart combines with Jamison. Hart has it again right on the wing. Looking for Jarman, who has to wait. Couldn't complete the mark. Lyon was bearing down on him. Anderson wants too much time, upended by Johnston. The kick is taken by Ruse. Gets it away to Bain. Back to Ruse, who goes in short. It was intended for Satori. And it found its mark. Satori now squares the ball. Dunstan on the outer side, running it down towards the wing. Breaking for him is Malloy. He ignores that. Kicks in towards the 50. Awkward bounce down there for Wheeldon. Malloy's had the presence of mind to run back, get onto the loose ball. His attempted goal slides right across the face and goes out of bounds in the opposite pocket.
.44 plays 31, under 7 minutes remaining. The Lions just clinging to the Crows hard on the last line of defence. Defends out in front of Rashudo. I think he was more concerned about getting it away and over the boundary line. A little bit of safety. Graham Corns will be looking for a most exciting season in '94. Jarman may have been called out. Door opens for Dunstan and he heads for home, but again he's way left and out of bounds.
He's been used in a different role this year, Dunstan. Played most of his football in the forward pocket and half forward last year. Was a handy goal kicker, but playing across half back in these Foster's Cup games.
Special comments from Bernie Quinlan.
Jimmy Wine preparing to come on. He's had a few contractual problems with the club.
McGuinness waits at the back. Armstrong is there also for Fitzroy. Jarman chases, but he doesn't get him. Lyon stabs it. Fitzroy badly wanting a goal here. Dunstan giving a little ground to try and set something up. Bain had to work hard for the hand pass across to Kieran Spawn. He chips again and finds Baldwin, but they've lost ground. They're still virtually in the middle. This time he goes up towards the 50-metre line, and the mark is taken by Anthony McGregor. Wants to go on with it quickly again. Another little chip. Rashudo won't get there in time. And so Boyd directly in front.
Very indirect at the moment, Fitzroy, but they certainly need to get those passes spot on, because they're certainly using a lot of the ball, and the opportunity there for an ordinary pass will result in a turnover. But Brad Boyd will have this shot from about 40 metres out. He enjoyed the festive season down on the Mornington Peninsula, did Brad Boyd.
You must have been close by if you're aware of it, Bernie. That kick looks pretty good.
It's a very good player now for Fitzroy, Brad Boyd, and he reduces the margin there to 7 points. Fitzroy hanging in there. Adelaide certainly haven't been able to break away except for that early part of the match. And there's another very impressive young player for the Fitzroy side in McGregor. That pass spot on, finding Bradley Boyd, and the former Collingwood player putting it right through the middle.
Just over 5 minutes till half-time. Up goes the big man Pittman to knock it down. Out of the middle, Wiedemann kicks inside the 50. Going back, Parker got hands to it, dropped the ball. Dunstan does nicely, kept his head. Zanotti with plenty of time. He needs a bit of a two. Jimmy Wine back into the fray, and that's good to see. The kick not particularly good. It wobbles out towards the wing. Satori, who's had a very good first half, follows the ball across the boundary line. So it will be thrown in on centre wing. The margin is 7 points. The Crows way. Pittman and Satori. Pittman in front, directs it down to Hart, right under the pack, and as a result couldn't do much with the ball. Armstrong dives on top of it. On top of him, Jarman, as Brown comes on. Liptak comes off. And Ross, it appears, is also waiting to come on. Pittman in front. Again, deftly down with no power to Tasker. Jarman's kick intercepted by Satori. I think the call is play on. It may have been touched off the boot. No, the mark is paid. The umpire was waving them on, but I think initially, as the players perhaps thought that, the whistle are up. This is Dunstan, takes it from Boyd, about 60 metres out, towards the kick-off line, in front, Baldwin.
The Lions just getting on top at the moment. Just that feeling, they're a very competitive side. We know they've got plenty of tenacity. There's another change is made by the Crows. Jonathan Ross about to come back on.
Should kick this. I think he has, and if he has, the margin is back to 1 point. That's a goal.
There's one goal to Jason Baldwin. probably Fitzroy's best player in their win over Geelong in that first match of the Foster's Cup that they played in. We see Dunstan there running up from half-back, getting away from his opponent, right down the ground. This is a beautiful kick there from Michael Dunstan. We saw some great shots from goal from him last year and doing equally as well across half-back.
They're like glue, Fitzroy. They stick. A point the difference. And another thriller in the Foster's Cup. Bain comes tearing out of the middle and rips it round the body up towards half forward. Fitzroy into attack once again. Spawn goes with a long hand pass. Put the doctor under pressure. Wilden lost it, but he recovers and he taps it clear again. Almost lost his fingers in the process. On all fours was Rouvray. Look at Wilden working hard at the bottom. Gives it to Baldwin. Baldwin around his body up to full forward. Going to be a free kick. Chance for Fitzroy to hit the front.
Oh, great stuff by the Lions with Sean Wren off the ground, Pittman doing the ruck work. This bloke's been very impressive, Peter Satori. There we see in replay the free kick being awarded there against Pittman for interference on Satori before the ball arrived there. Peter Satori has already kicked 3 goals for the Lions.
2 in the first quarter. No, not what he wanted. Scores level. Scores level at Waverley. Sorry, gentlemen, but that's it. They're behind. 7-2. Plays 6-8. Crows having the opportunities in front of goal. Not being able to capitalise on some set shots as Lee brings the ball back into play for the Crows. Well, he pulls that and it could be very, very costly right onto the chest of Bain.
A shocking kick from full back there. Scotty Lee, a very experienced player. Had a great game in that last very tight quarter against the West Coast Eagles.
Bain from 49 metres. And again, he too, going for distance, is sadly astray. Out of bounds on the full. So scores level. Just a couple of minutes remaining in this first half. After the Adelaide Crows had a great start, Fitzroy have slowly and surely pegged them back. Jamison's hand pass was smothered. Zanotti in front of Wiedemann takes the mark on centre wing. Thought about Dunstan for a moment, now goes back. Zanotti, high kick up towards the 50-metre line, plenty of flyers. Wilden was in there, look at him apply the tackle to David Brown. Rashido at the bottom of the pack. Ross Lyon almost lost his jumper. It's tough and it's hard football. Bain did well, got out, but then found he didn't have the football any longer. And eventually the whistle sounds. It's a Fitzroy free kick, and it's going to go the way of Michael Dunstan. Waste no time. A worm burner in towards Satori. He's booted 3. He swings it high in towards full forward. No one able to take a mark. Will there be a free kick? No, said the umpire. Pick it up now as Willow tried to get a hand pass away to Baldwin. Baldwin's kick is high. It's away to the right. It won't come back. One behind. But they lead. And look, Mum, that's me. 7-3 plays 6-8.
Well, after dictating the terms earlier, you get the feeling the Crows perhaps now having trouble matching the intensity of Fitzroy. Certainly in the last 5 minutes that's been the case. Lee, a bit of kick off this time. Oh. Big leap from behind by Kavanagh. Pittman got hands to it. Anderson rode the pack. Gets it across to Jamison. Jamison kicks towards half court. Ball runs free behind. Zanotti arrives to tidy up. Roos is on the outer side of the ground, roaming. He's got it now. Roos with a runner inside, thinks about going in with a hand pass, then chips the ball in short by foot. Satori's kick's a shocker, and as a result, have got to start again. They're exposed at the back momentarily. Wind went down. Armstrong lost it. They could pay a huge price for that poor kick. Smart inside the 50. Modra with a runner inside. He needs to try and pull it back to the middle. He flicks it across to the man closer to goal. That's Ross. Ross is slow, and he's been penalised. The umpires called it a throw, and Hawking, outnumbered 2-1, has saved the day for the Lions. Terrific effort. Hawking, short, missed by Satori. Smart, another chance. And another miss, this time of their own making. Out of bounds on the full in the right full forward pocket.
Bad option there from Hawking with that kick from the back pocket there, kicking to a player under pressure.
Goes for distance this time. Anderson was up. It's a free kick in front. It'll be taken by Spoor. Kieran Spawn, left half back, after what's proven to be a very even first half. And the Lions lead by a point. This is Seacamp, former East Perth player. Across half back to Armstrong. Armstrong kicks towards the wing. Here comes Lyon, was pushed in the back, and he'll get the free kick on the outer side. There's the siren. Half time in the second quarter-final match in the Foster's Cup, and Fitzroy, in all sorts of trouble to start, have done very well to work their way back. They lead by a point, 7-3-45 to 6-8-44. So the tradition of close matches in this competition, the Foster's Cup, continues. It's the Lions by a point at the half.
Foster's Cup quarter-final action continues. Sydney Hawthorn on Saturday night, Essendon Brisbane on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Scotty, can you hear me?
Yes, mate.
Okay, what have we got, mate?
You want to start on Dacos?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Stephen said start on Dacos. Then we've got Tony Campbell.
Yeah, what's he doing?
He's going to be delisted. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be delisted. They're still hoping, they've still got Richard Osborne, but they won't be satisfied until they got him until that camp over there in the US is over on March 20.
So we're talking about, what, NFL?
NFL.
With Tony Campbell and Richard Osborne.
Yeah, Tony's going to be delisted. Richard Osborne, they've talked him out of going, but they're not too sure. They wait until March the 20th, and then they'll be really sure.
Righto.
Now, Darren Bennett and 2 VFA players are going over there.
All right.
Craig Lambert, nominated for the draft. We won't know until tomorrow how much, what price he's put on his head. About $120,000.
Yep.
It may be the only team that get him would be North, that's still got some room in its salary cap.
Ripper.
Laurie Bingham dropped off the list at St Kilda today. All the other clubs were faxed that he was available. That means Gilbert McAdam and Brodie Atkinson, they got a bit of leeway down there. You right?
Yeah, good boy.
Barry Capuano will leave the Fitzroy side on the 14th of this month after the annual meeting, but they've got some good replacements, and he will recommend the replacement for them.
I'll ask you when he goes.
Okay.
Righto, mate.
Essendon are looking for the oldest supporter they've got in Australia.
Who is it?
Well, we don't know. We want to find him. They want to make a special event, and they want the oldest member in Australia. You'd have to be there before they move to Windy Hill. You have to see him and play at East Melbourne Football Ground.
Righto. Now, Scotty.
Yeah.
Well, we've got overlay of Dacos, so you can talk a bit about him.
Okay.
You know, there was talk that he was going to go and nominate himself for the draft.
Well, we think he has nominated himself for the draft. There was word that he'd go to Carlton too, but I talked to Carlton tonight, and they said we're blamed for every big player that goes on the loose. Not this time. We're not interested.
Righto. Yes, mate.
We have to go pretty quickly.
Righto.
We've only got a minute and a half, Sand.
Righty. Scotty?
Yep.
According to the AFL, he hasn't nominated for the draft.
Okay, then.
Righto. Yep. And then up comes and then I asked Scotty. Righto.
30 seconds.
No. Hey. Half time here at Waverley Park, and the Roys in a thriller, fighting back in the second quarter after Adelaide got away to a flying start. Fitzroy 7-3-45, Adelaide a 6-8-44. 1 point the margin. Well, of course, plenty of news in the world of football at the moment, particularly before the home and away gets underway. And for all that, we've got the scoop with us once again, Scott Palmer. Scotty, 250 games, something like 549 goals, but now the end for Peter Dacos.
A sad story, yes. Macedonia has been in the news today, Sandy, but his number came up at Collingwood. They've only got 42 places. They looked at it and couldn't find a place for the Macedonian marvel. He's very sad. He'd love to continue and finish his career at Collingwood, but there just isn't a place for him.
Scotty, we believe that he hasn't nominated for the draft, so is it the end?
I think it may be the end. If he hasn't got his papers in on time, that will be the end. I know that some people were saying that Carlton would have been interested, but I checked with Carlton late tonight. They said they get the blame for most players that come on the market, but not this one.
Now tell me, what's happening in American football-wise? Tony Campbell, Richard Osborne.
Yes, Tony Campbell's going to be in for a shock because Fitzroy announced today that they will delist him next week. He's over there, of course, at the punting school for the gridiron, and it'll be on March 20 that he takes his place in that team. But Richard Osborne, they've talked him out of playing, but they won't be completely satisfied until that punting camp is over, because Richard's always had that dream of playing American football. Darren Bennett's over there, a couple of VFA players, but I don't think Richard Osborne and Tony's going to be without a club if he comes back.
Craig Lambert?
Craig Lambert did nominate for the draft. They're not saying exactly how much he's put on his head. I believe about $120,000. It'll rule out a lot of clubs, but one club, North Melbourne's, got that little bit in the salary cap left over, Sandy.
Oh, good on you, Scotty. And one thing before you go, what have you got to say to us all?
Keep punching, mate.
Certainly shall. Thank you very much. Scott Palmer keeping us up to date with his punchlines and everything that's making news in the world of AFL football. We shall take a break. Stay with us. Coming up shortly, we've got Knuckles and the Dipper.
Maybe it'll be a different match here if Adelaide get through next Wednesday.
Can Neil hear me? Yeah, can Neil down there hear me?
Yes.
Because I've got a... mate, I'll... no worries. I'll talk to you about Jack. We'll come out of the tape on. No, I think I'll be right, mate.
So, Steve, it'll be close to commercial and then back, or?
No, it'll go back to Sandy.
Right.
Sandy will throw to Neil. Yep. Neil will talk to him about Jack Odie. Yep. Sandy will take over again and throw to you both. And by that stage, you should have the microphone and say, well, Knuckles, geez, you're pretty close, a quarter out.
Yeah.
You said they'd be in front.
Pretty close. You said a quarter time. Now, I'm not in this, Harold?
No.
So I can pick my nose and all that?
Don't. But not for too long. Because it's a bad habit. And it gets stuck in your moustache.
Did Jack die of heart attack? Or?
No, he had got a bad infection in his pancreas there, and it just went from worse to worse.
What age was he?
73. Bugger me, it was only 2.5 months ago that he was down walking around watching us play a bit of tennis. Incredible.
How long ago did he give it away, the coaching?
Oh, it would have to be about...
83?
Yeah.
No, before that. Halbert was coach.
82. 82 he retired.
82, was it?
Yeah.
Was he kicked 8?
Sit down, go over there. Driving us mad, Sandy. He is driving us mad.
Sounds about his goal kicking prowess.
Oh, God.
We've got to keep warm, Sandy.
Just that's it. So you don't get into a shot.
Dion Homer.
Steve, when I talk to Knuckles, do I look at him?
No, you can look at him.
Yeah, switch,
and then
switch,
and then move back
switch.
to him.
When you're making a point,
There's Derby, the legend.
Gigi made him look good, didn't you? Hey?
And Dunstall.
Dunstall.
Hey? I'll give you 71 years. Since then, what's he done?
Okay, he's got to be serious here. You just get ready to just ease into shot when Sandy.
Right. Right.
10-6.
If you may have just joined us, it's half-time here at Waverley Park, and Fitzroy coming back in the second quarter to lead the Adelaide Crows by 1 point. And the Adelaide Crows wearing black armbands this week in remembrance of a truly great man in South Australian and Australian football. Sadly, Jack Oatey passed away during the week after a wonderful career. It all began as a player with the Norwood Football Club. He amassed some 203 games with the Redlegs, but then turned his hand to coaching and had the golden era at the Sturt Football Club, where he coached them to a flag on 5 successive years, and in fact he had success 7 out of 21 years. Jack Oatey will be sadly missed. More now from Dion Heyman.
As a player, Jack Oatey was one of the greats. He took Norwood to 3 premierships as captain-coach. But it was his stint at long-time chopping block Sturt which made him legendary. He transformed the hapless Double Blues into a superpower, winning 5 consecutive premierships from 1966 and another 2 in the 70s. He's the man attributed with formulating the run-on playing style of modern-day football. He engineered the check-side punt. He made football a science. The SANFL honoured Oatey in 1981 with a medal presented to the best player in its grand final. Those who have played under Oatey have already led their sides to 7 premierships. Bruce Winter's Eagles, the most recent last year. Michael Noonan won 2 with North Adelaide, while Neil Curley scooped the other 4.
Yes, he finally retired in 1982, and I'd just like to read you his resume briefly. In 778 games that he coached, he won 513, 260 losses and 5 draws. And our commiserations to Jack Oatey's family and close friends. Neil Curley was one of those friends. Neil, what was his greatest asset?
Well, while Jack, of course, carved out a very good playing career at Norwood, I think without doubt he was recognised as a league coach. With the word great is loosely used in football nowadays, but as far as Jack Oatey concerned, greatness was that was a key word. Yep. In terms of actually coaching young men and developing men not only as good footballers but also as good men to take their place in the community, and that was Jack's, I think, greatest strength. He just knew what to do, how to handle certain individuals and develop them into tremendous teams.
Yes, he did it well. Neil, back to this game, you were pretty spot on with the Crows jumping out of the barrel very quickly, but Fitzroy, they do hang on, don't they? They're very tenacious.
Yeah, they certainly do, Sandy. And Knuckles, you're only a quarter out. You did say they're going to lead a quarter time, but at half-time they're a couple of points up.
Well, they just applied pressure then, and the Crows didn't handle it very well. When they ran out of that tunnel there, Fitzroy, they were just emotionally charged. And as you know, Dipper, in a game of footy, if you've got 18 guys on the ground that are emotionally charged to do something, you can turn a football game around.
And Paul Roos looks so much better centre-half back. And Satori playing well up the forward line. And Jared Wilden, even though he's not kicking goals, is very damaging up there.
Well, he's bringing the ball to ground and giving other forwards a chance. But you were spot on with Roos. Like Roos, back to centre-half back, has marshed his troops very well, and they're very tight in defence.
Right, thank you, gentlemen. A point, the margin here at half-time favouring Fitzroy. Second half about to get underway after this break.
On Saturday night, I'll be back in Melbourne to coach the Swans against the Mighty Hawks out at Waverley for a semi-final spot in the Foster's Cup, only on Channel 7.
Likewise, white and one.
We don't need it, but we'll have it.
Yep.
Because it's going. We don't need it, but we'll have it.
Yep.
Because it's going.
Always a real thing. Who's that? Mark Zanotti playing on Wayne Wiedemann.
Incisive. The rolls are hard to define. I think we can do with a general all-round liftage. Yeah. I promise to listen to whatever Bernie says.
Thank you. Who's playing centre half forward for Fitzroy? Spawn, is it?
Yeah, they're having a lot of trouble there, aren't they?
Seems to be lining up in a strange position for a centre half forward. Just getting in the way of Wielden's leads.
And he's playing a lip tack. He's a strange centre half back.
Yeah.
But then again,
righto. One point the difference as we go into the second half here at Waverley Park. It's Fitzroy who are leading by that point. Armstrong sends them into attack down towards the half-forward line. They had a very good second quarter. Satori has it 60 metres out. He booted 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Satori wants the doctor. Wielden marks. He's worked pretty hard so far tonight without kicking goals. He booted 5 against the Cats last week and now has the chance to get on the board tonight, Bernie.
Well, he hasn't got a score against his name tonight, Sandy, but he's not one of those full forwards that if he's not kicking goals, he's doing nothing. He's certainly very, very active around that forward line and has thrown his body in when he's been going for marks. He's hit the ground, he's recovered quickly, and very, very active around that line, as I said.
40 metres out. Drop punt's on its way. There's away to the right. One behind. Lions by 2 points. Tight contest. Come to expect that in Foster's Cup competition as Lee prepares to bring it back into play. Straight down the middle.
very high kick. Wren works his way in front and juggles it in interesting fashion. Mark is paid. On to Hart in the true centre-half back position. Boots it through the middle. In front, Smart. Fisted away by Seacamp. Smart, the better recovery. Hooks it down towards the 50. Hall back to goal. Feeds it to Brown. Back quickly to Hall. In trouble. Lays it off to Jarman. Jarman inside the centre square. Very high kick. Gained about 25 metres. Roos over the top. Satori roads the pack. Gives it to Wine. Wine runs it out of defence now. Coming up towards the wing. Goes back inside to Roos. Opportunity for McGregor, but he left it behind. Slaps it out. Wine with courage dives at the ball. Dragged off it is Roos. Wine slaps it out. Barker is met solidly by Hart. This is Brown in the congestion. Went looking for Groom. Against the flow down there was Johnston. Eventually Rashudo's kick goes down towards the 50. Missed by Dunstan. Trying to crash his way through with Seacamp. It comes back to Dunstan. He's tackled by Smart. Oh, well done by Wiedemann. Kept his composure. McGuinness over the top. Groom running towards an open goal. Shocking attempt. He misses to the near side. No, he's getting a free kick for a push in the back, is he?
Oh, please.
A bit lucky there.
Well, the damage done across half-back there when the Fitzroy player had the opportunity to thump it away. Let's have a look at this replay of this incident. Oh, come on. That is a shocking decision.
So Groom to kick from 15 metres out. A chance to make amends. And this time, he notches the goal. His second. And Adelaide regain the lead. They're out by 4 points.
Well, we'll just have a look at this replay of this free kick. Oh, well, you can see that for yourself there. Made it to look a lot worse there by Chris Groom, who threw himself forward. But really, there was hardly anything that David Bain just barely touching him.
Crows by 4 points. 7-8 plays 7-4. Back in the middle with Satori and Wren, Hart, Jarman, McGuinness. Away they go again. McGuinness round his body, up towards the 50-metre line. It bounces clear. Pressure now on the lines. John Barker goes with a clearing pass out towards the half-back flank. Looking for Dunstan. He sees it over the line as we go down for the latest on Bickley. Neil, what is it?
Yes, the report from the Crows camp is that he's ill. No injury report, just an illness of some description.
Well, let's hope that he's okay. David Brown working hard at the bottom of the pack, does well to get it to Wren. He pumps it high in towards the half-forward line. All Fitzroy, however, there. Wiedemann late on Barker, and he will take the kick. Gives it away to Roos. Now Zanotti. Mark Zanotti has a bounce on centre wing. He has two, and he's still going. Here's number 3. And just regains it, then passes in towards the forward pocket region and finds Wielden.
Very quick Mark Zanotti off that half-back line. The big fella there, no chance of catching him, Chris Groom.
Short. Going to come unstuck. Boyd almost threw it out to Baldwin. Round his body he goes. No player able to take a mark. Tasker is there, and he's more than happy to run it over the line and concede a behind. 7-8, plays 7-5. Anyone's game here at Waverley Park.
Paul Rouvray to bring it in. Back after injury. Goes straight down the middle. Camped in front is Boyd, uncontested. Wren was kept well out of the contest. Armstrong with his right foot chips to the 50. McGregor's got it. No real pressure on. Assesses the situation pretty well, but the kick isn't that good. Chalmers misses it. The soccer attempt off the ground down there appears to be pretty good. Wielden got it out of nowhere. Fitzroy back in front. They lead by 3 points.
And that's the value of Darren Wielden. If he doesn't take the mark, he's very quick to recover. A very good ground player as well. McGregor wasting no time. Fitzroy doing a lot of the attacking since about the 15-minute mark of that first quarter. Ball spilling to ground there, and Doc Wielden, with the presence of mind, getting the boot to it very quickly and kicking his first goal.
Adelaide again trailed by 3 points as Wielden gets his first. Jarman whips it out of the middle. He gives it to Hart, who pumps it up towards the 50-metre line for the Crows. Brown scouting the pack, picking the crumbs up, giving it to Wiedemann, off to Rashudo. He may just about kick this mark, Rashudo. 49 metres. Lovely looking kick off the boot, but he's missed. Oh, they've had the opportunities in front of goal. 7-9 plays 8-5. 2 points the margin. In a thriller, Jimmy Wine. Seen plenty of sun over the summer. Looks towards his skipper. Doesn't find him. Wiedemann had it for a moment, so to Zanotti. Bain was there, and Hart. Back to Zanotti, who did it illegally, said the umpire, as he got it out to young Anthony McGregor.
Well, that's a pity, Sandy, because he had plenty of time there, Mark Zanotti. Fitzroy would have been off and running.
So it gives Jarman the opportunity, and it's a fine mark again from Tony Hall. Got those elastic hands reminiscent of Stephen Copping, who came over for a stint at Essendon.
Well, a big job for the young bloke playing on him in John Barker. Elastic hands. He certainly can take a mark.
Velcro hands.
So it's Hall, just outside 50. Drop punt on its way, and through for one behind. Getting a touch of the woodwork.
He's a tough man to match up, isn't he, in that situation?
David Parkin keeping a close eye on proceedings. Of course, Carlton meet the Crows in the opening home and away round. So he's doing a little bit of spying as Lee bests through the middle, goes long and low in towards full forward over the head of Zanotti. And also Modra, who now gets back on it with Hawking, and Hawking may have the last laugh. He was held and he had the football. Wiedemann off the ground. Oh, what a goal! Do that again, Weed. What a beauty.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for Simon Hawking. There's Wayne Wiedemann playing half forward tonight on Mark Zanotti, the replay. The Fitzroy player certainly had the opportunity to thump this over the boundary line, leading back in the race for the ball there. Hawking takes possession there. He should have just thumped it along the boundary line. A good tackle by Wiedemann, and just one of those lucky incidents. Hit the boot okay.
Oh, we didn't say that.
Well, we would.
You would.
A miracle goal by Wayne Wiedemann has put the Crows back in front, decisively down by a Wren. Rashudo had the run of it, then stepped aside. Groom got it to Jarman. Now it's with Hart. Out of the centre circle, kicks inside the 50. Hauled from behind, knocked away by Barker. Seacamp knocked on there by Wide. Advantage is paid as Roos kicks it across to Zanotti. Zanotti comes to the wing. Armstrong has it now. Seesawing affair this quarter-final. The winner will play again next Wednesday night. Baldwin, who's been very good. Armstrong, the defensive side of the wing, towards centre half forward. They've been breaking down in this area. It's an unusual looking forward line at the present time for Fitzroy. Wren to McGuinness. And McGuinness storms away once more. Boots it out wide. Hall used his arms initially. Barker did pretty well. Good pick up there by Smart. Tackled from behind. Seacamp got him down. Hall should get it free. Or was it Liptak? Liptak, who was in there, who's going to get it. He was bumped in the back.
Actually, the two Fitzroy key defenders have done pretty well there in Marcus Seacamp and also Simon Hawking playing on Modra.
Good kick. Room in open space.
Well, this is because Paul Roos ran down the half-forward flank here looking for the chip pass over the top and left Groom about 150 metres back there all alone. So Mark Zanotti standing on the mark. It's not Mark Zanotti's man, it's actually Paul Roos's man.
Yes, the horse had bolted. And Groom's got the ball. Kicks. And I think he's missed. Minor score. The lead increased. 8-11 to 8-5. 12 and a half minutes till three-quarter time. Kick in from Hawking.
Roos in from the side. Couple of touches, couldn't take it. Now we'll have another attempt. Gets the hand pass out to Spawn. That's good play. Kieran Spawn stabs on to Zanotti, who sneaks away from Wiedemann. Zanotti's kick in towards the 50-metre line, but it's too far.
Come on. Mark Zanotti was shoved right in the middle of the back. About 5 Fitzroy players remonstrating. Let's have a look at this again. And now the umpire was 12 metres away from that incident.
What do you want now? 4 umpires. That's extraordinary.
Well, if they can't see that one, there's something wrong.
Oh, play goes on, Bernie. Bain gets a hurried kick into the pocket. Wheeled in a deft little tap. That was clever play. Trying to pick it up was Malloy. Almost succeeded. Fitzroy desperate to score once again. Spawn didn't get a nice bounce. Chalmers kicks it wide. First hurt could be Kavanagh. He needs help. Bain peels away. Goes further up towards centre wing. Brown is there, so too is Dunstan. Dunstan does well, bringing it back towards the left half-forward flank. Kavanagh can't hold it, and it's over the line, and he ponders what may have been. Wren and Satori, Jarman and Armstrong lurking at the back. So too Hart. It's a hurried kick down towards Dunstan again. Bang onto the left foot, but wide.
was always going to be a dangerous kick there from Michael Dunstan. They're the ones that they really have to dribble off the boot, the players in those sort of situations. Kick the ball straight to ground.
Tony McGuinness, best and fairest last season for the Crows. 2 previous seasons, runner-up. Boots it towards half forward, waiting behind it's Wiedemann. Plenty of runners around him. Jarman is one, a centering kick. Here comes Modra, and he's taken the mark. About 40 metres out, and he's directly in front.
Beautiful delivery, wasn't it, into the forward line there? Tony Modra, impossible to stop in that sort of situation. Although Simon Hawking, only a young player, has done a pretty good job playing at fullback on this champion full forward.
Tony Modra, who turned 25 yesterday. Kicks. I think he's got his third. Goal to the Crows. And they get away by 12 points.
Here's Tony Modra has kicked a goal in each of the quarters. Here we see Wiedemann, who's been pretty busy across half forward, feeding that hand pass out. And that's the value of being able to kick on both sides of your body there. A great kick coming from Andrew Jarman. Good lead. Impossible for Hawking to stop.
3 goals to Tony Modra. And again, the Crows open up a 12-point margin. Armstrong pumps Fitzroy out of the middle, up towards half forward. Lee is there to defend for the Crows. Has a bit of time and a bit of space. And he goes nicely out to his teammate in Matthew Liptak. Liptak kicked a goal in the first quarter. Anderson up over the centre, Wren's his man. Not being paid the mark, the umpire saying he was held illegally. Wren from the middle. Floats a kick towards Smart. Got a hand to it. Satori at the bottom. Out comes Dunstan. Does well, twisting and turning out of trouble to his captain. Manson on half-back. An interesting little kick. A chip towards centre wing. And over goes Brad Boyd for throwing on centre wing. So again, the Lions are playing catch-up football. After leading by a point at half-time, they now trail by 12. Wren tries to push it down in front. Here goes Liptak. Across the centre. Kick is a good one. Groom from half forward wants Modra. Well done by Hawking. The youngster pushes it clear. Out towards Kavanagh, who overruns it. Groom goes in there once again. Picked up by Tony Hall. A snap by Tony Hall is going to be close. One behind. 9-12. Plays 8-5. Just over 9 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Changing scene again. Suddenly the Crows are the one-grab team. The Lions making a few mistakes. Hawking boots in, and there's another mistake directly to Hall. Tony Hall just outside the 60. Goes for distance. Holds up. They'll contest about 3 metres out. No contest. Hawking plays on. That's better. Barker. So the youngsters combine to bring it out, at least this far. Barker deep in the pocket. Goes towards half-back. Boyd's in front. Good strong mark. One of their better players tonight.
Very impressive tonight, Dennis.
From the skipper of the Collingwood under-19s. High kick towards the wing. Wren is there, worked under the ball. It falls behind. Tasker did well, stood his ground, and away they come once more. Anderson chips it into Brown. Brown has this ball. He's off and running. Penetrating kick. Modra got a hand to it. He's about 25 metres out from goal, Modra. That was ambitious under real pressure. Threw it on the boot and puts it out of bounds in the pocket. Tony Modra, 3 goals. Shaw getting a little anxious now. Barker's got the ball in the back pocket.
Next to his fan club.
High kick in front, Anderson. Couldn't complete the mark. Spawn fumbled. A lot of effort for little return. And the ball up right on the 50.
Matthew Armstrong now playing in the forward line for Fitzroy. And Brad Boyd playing in the centre on Jarman.
Smart does the ruck work. Jarman shrugs the tackle. Short hand pass to Anderson, who was almost legged. Rashudo on the end of the hand pass has a bit of time now to swing round 46 metres out. Oh, off the chest of Hawking, but the young man recovers. Kicks with the left up towards the half-back flank, and the mark taken by Kavanagh. Can't afford to let the Crows get any further ahead. Bain bounces clear. Runs in towards the centre with a couple. Sets up the hand pass. That was to Marcus Seacamp. It was a high kick. Didn't have a lot of distance in it, but a lot of height. Waiting down Roos. Deft chip towards the 50-metre line is effective. And despite the efforts of Lee, good mark taken by Trent Cummings. Back to Roos. 48 metres. Skipper's kick is away to the right. Out of bounds on the full.
And very little advantage in that hand pass. He kicked to a player, actually gave it to a player under pressure instead of going back and having the set shot himself.
Graham Corns and John Halbert watching intently as Manson shovels it out of the bottom of the pack. Cumming was there, 1, 2, almost threw it out to his teammate Baldwin, who accepted it. Belted down to Wiedemann. Arend, Lee. Here's a chance now for Adelaide to set something up with Jamison. Into the middle he goes. Away to Liptak. Up towards the 50-metre line. A cry of mine, mine, mine from Nigel Smart. 55 metres out from goal. Chips in towards Modra, but a little too short. And John Barker takes the mark.
Goes across the face of goal. Kieran Spawn, opposite pocket. Puts it out wide. Jim Wine has it. Just outside his own defensive 50. Now he's away. Long kick. Kavanagh will need to go here. That's clever work. Wasn't out on the full. No, the mark will stand. Kavanagh wants to go. He's told to play on. Kavanagh running down towards half forward. Goes pretty close to a Crow defender. Floats one towards centre half forward. Red got a fist on it. Tasker has the ball. Well, sort of. It was wedged against the neck of Armstrong in front. Very disappointing crowd tonight. Less than 5,500 at Waverley. Up goes Wren. Bain at close quarters. They work it forward. He'll sock it off the ground down towards the pocket. Armstrong coming through there on the burst. Will be thrown in as Johnston gets ready to come back on the ground. There's the time remaining till three-quarter time. Sean Wren leading from the nose. Throw it in. He's in front. Meeting the sandwich. It falls to Hart. Hart puts it towards the boundary. Wiedemann closes on the ball. Roos is with him. It's out of bounds.
Just over 5 minutes in this third quarter. Manson trying to shove him out of the way. Liptak working hard at the bottom of the pack. Now Rashudo sweeping left-hand hand pass towards Wiedemann, who heads for the interchange race. So another throw-in on centre wing. Through the arms of Wine, and also Liptak taken by McGuinness. Short little kick only as far as Kavanagh. Beautiful hand pass, but the whistle has sounded.
Open hand, Sandy.
He slapped it, and it was illegal, said the umpire. Let's have a look here.
There's the open hand there, the umpire right on the spot there, umpire Panozza.
So it comes back to Greg Anderson. In towards the 50-metre line. Tony Hall marks in front of the Irons. Too far out to score, but he can chip short. Looking for Brown, put him under a bit of pressure, however. Now back to McGuinness and Wiedemann from a standing start. He centres it in towards half forward on the 50-metre line. Roos trying to clear with a sweeping hand pass. It's good to Spawn. Kieran Spawn from the middle. Goes up towards the 50-metre line. No mark taken. Offhands it comes to Lee. And he will clear for the Crows. Scott Lee going wide to the outer side. Liptak takes it, and he's got a hectare to move if he wants it. But no, he decides to take the kick to Hart.
Ben Hart on centre wing. Again up towards Modra, but again beaten by Hawking. He juggled it and he's got the mark.
Yes, he's been very good tonight, Simon Hawking. Only 20 years of age and only played the 7 games last year in his debut season.
Dunstan to Wine. Yes, it seems they've found a player down there at fullback, or maybe a couple of them. Barker in the back pocket is doing well as well. Speaking of the devil, he's pushed up the ground now. He's got it on the wing, running off Tony Hall. He chips it down towards half forward. Manson's got the run of it, goes over the top. Cummings inside the 50. Will it sit for him? No, it won't. It's socket off the ground, out of bounds by Luke.
That's where the skills really have to be spot on there from James Manson. Wasn't a difficult hand pass over the top. All he had to do was hit him on the chest, and Fitzroy right into attack.
Just get the feeling as the players start to tire. Wren's in front. Tasker's got it, but the skills are being better executed by Adelaide, and there's a perfect example. McGuinness, one of the most skillful players in the league, got it to support. Liptak's kick came to the wing. This is Spawn, very high kick. And as a result, the defenders have it tailor-made for them, but roving the pack is Armstrong. Boots it down towards full forward. Chalmers gets back. On the lead to the outer side is Jamieson. Now Jamieson can take it and go. Smart moves for him. It needs a long kick. Smart being tracked by Seacamp. Close to the boundary line. Smart got an unkind bounce. Applies a good tackle though. And as a result will get the free and maybe 50. It was socked away. Well done Nigel Smart. Got the bad bounce. Didn't give up. Came back, applied the front on tackle. And Seacamp in his frustration kicking the ball away has really harmed his side now. Watch it again.
Marcus Seacamp just ducking back the wrong way there. Good play there by Nigel Smart. The umpire had blown the whistle, and Marcus Seacamp, I know he was frustrated, but really no excuse for it.
Smart kicking at his second. 35 metres out. It's the post. He's done that a couple of times tonight. And Seacamp and Smart. A little ill-tempered out there. Both need to be careful. How much point in that?
Play goes on. Satori. Marks in front of Rod Jamieson.
Oh, still going on.
Keep an eye on that, would you, Bernie?
Yes, I had a close look at...
How silly is it now? I mean, players doing that, they haven't heard a video, obviously.
They're both from Liverpool, these boys, I think.
Liptak. Oh, crunch goes Brown. And Ruzzi's not at all happy with that.
Well, it was a good hard contest by Paul Roos. That's all he could do.
He must have a death wish, I think.
He got there late. He got there late, Paul Roos, but he was entitled to do that. Sure. That was a good hard contest. That's all it was.
Modra the flyer.
We see one of these a week at least from Tony Modra, don't we? That marking time on against the West Coast Eagles, absolutely magnificent. He's a hard man to stop, Tony Modra. He's kicked 3 goals tonight.
I don't think we'll see David Brown off from the short lead again. That's a couple he's copped in the last 10 minutes.
Modra, the number 4. Oh, it's way to the left. They lead, but it's not a winning lead. Roos brings it back into play. Satori, ran in from the side. Rashido gives it to Wiedemann. A high kick towards Modra territory again. And the Fitzroy fists come over the top and slam it over the line.
That's what you like to see. Marcus Seacamp there thumping the ball away. He didn't rely on Simon Hawking to do the work.
He doesn't need any pumping up at the moment.
No, he did it with great relish. I think he imagined it was Nigel Smart.
Speaking of, McGuinness away, but got a free kick late. Yep.
Momentarily. And that's all.
So Tony McGuinness to have a shot.
Here's a replay of this incident. I think Tony McGuinness was actually just trying to extricate himself.
So McGuinness for goal. His first.
Across the face he goes. And more than happy to concede the one behind.
Actually not a prolific goal scorer, Tony McGuinness. He only kicked 12 goals last season in 23 games for a total of 163. 12 goals for a rover is not a great amount.
No, 15 points the margin. Baldwin brings it away for Fitzroy. They desperately love a goal before three-quarter time. Clever tap-on's going to give them the opportunity. Spawn goes bouncing down towards the 50-metre line. He's inside 50. Shoots towards goal. He's made it. It's there. Kieran Spawn gets his second, and they won't lie down.
Brilliant by Doc Wheeldon in the goal square, shepherding this one through. Johnston, a clever tap on. Terrific stuff there by David Johnston, number 26 for the Lions, giving Kieran Spawn, the ex-Bomber player, a chance to kick this from about 42 metres. He didn't get onto it all that well, but the Doc in the goal square, Doc Wheeldon doing the job. Terrific effort.
Always a danger as far as the Crows were concerned. Almost three-quarter time. They've dominated the game in this term, but they haven't translated that on the scoreboard. Fitzroy still in the contest. They should have finished them off, the Crows, and they haven't. Will they pay the price? Smart got it to Wiedemann. It comes back to Smart. Over the top to Rashudo. Made his debut in the Foster's Cup last season. And the Crows demolished North Melbourne, and now a free kick to Hawking on the siren. So three-quarter time in this Foster's Cup quarter-final. The Crows lead, but it could have been much worse for this man and his team. Robert Shaw goes out to the middle, with Adelaide leading 9-14 to 9-5.
Foster's Cup champs Essendon make their debut in '94, Sunday afternoon against Brisbane in the last quarter-final.
cricket. No, righto, mate. Yeah, just show up. Yeah, just say something positive again. Well, negative.
Say that man in the back. That's easy.
Okay, Don.
Three-quarter time here at Waverley Park in an emotion-charged contest. Adelaide at 9:14.68. Fitzroy at 9:05.59. During the break, Coach Robert Shaw had more than a word with the umpires, and this was after Paul Roos had been over the white line and out to the umpires and gave them both barrels. Robert Shaw is giving them both barrels, as we can see now. He left the ground, not before Neil Curley had a few words to say to you and also Chris McDermott. What happened?
Well, Sandy, we have Chris McDermott down with us, who's not playing tonight with a slight back problem. But gee, Robert Shaw, wow, what's going on there?
He didn't seem happy with the umpire, did he? That I was a Melburnian, Robert.
He wasn't happy at all. I was different something to you.
I'm with you, buddy.
All right.
I've got to get out of here.
Thank you, gentlemen. Play is underway on the final quarter, and it could be anyone's game with Fitzroy fired up. It was Roos, incidentally, who spoke to the players at three-quarter time. Rashudo keeps the ball in play, loses it to Bain. Roos spoke to them at three-quarter time, and Robert Shaw stormed from the ground. So it could be a very fiery final term as Armstrong pumps it high. Not a pretty kick, and a very difficult one to grab. Lee does well for the Crows. Kicks it back towards the centre. Good mark taken by Rashudo.
Good play at this point, Sandy. Mark Rashudo.
Off he goes. And a lovely kick. Nigel Smart unable to hold the mark. Pressure now on Zanotti. Got the hand pass out in front, then lost it to Smart. The ball spilled free in the tackle. Wiedemann has a chance. He's gone.
Should have. Oh, that's holding the ball.
Well, it's play on. They've still got possession. Groom has it from 49 metres, but he too is away to the right. And it's out of bounds.
Obviously, Sandy, abusing the umpire there at three-quarter time doesn't help the situation.
And for those interested, the stats, free kicks to three-quarter time. Adelaide 18, Fitzroy 10.
And they did even up, but Adelaide have got a run of free kicks leading up to three-quarter time, and I guess that's what sparked things. As the ball is on the wing, it bounces out of bounds and will be thrown in.
Just going back to that Wiedemann incident there, he took possession of the ball, saw the tackle about to be applied, put the ball up in the air and then just lost possession of it. So he had the chance to get rid of it. So technically, the umpire should have paid the free kick to Fitzroy.
This is McGuinness. Wiedemann slips over, appeared to throw it. Anderson sockers it off the ground and gains about 15 metres.
Look, you just cannot ignore what's happened tonight, Dennis, can you? Because the situation is pretty well charged up at three-quarter time. It could have turned into a nasty incident. Robert Shaw had words with Chris McDermott. He didn't address the players at three-quarter time. Paul Roos had to address the players. And it's all because of some very strange umpiring decisions.
Boyd to Dunstan. Smothered off the boot by Brown. Wiedemann. Opportunity for Brown. He's still looking at me, Bernie. I can feel it. Down goes Groom, a collision there with Hawking. Picked up by Modra, well done. Smart gives it to Jarman. Jarman snaps and kicks a goal. Jarman's first. Adelaide 10-14, Fitzroy 9-5.
And apparently it's all right to fend off with the elbow there. Not a problem from Nigel Smart fending off Jason Baldwin. And resulting in another goal to the Crows. So we've had plenty of matches with controversy, haven't we, between the Adelaide Crows and Fitzroy. And another one here tonight.
74 plays 59. Crows leading. These two sides can never really sit down and just have a nice game of football, can they, Bernie? There's always something happening.
A bit controversial tonight, Sandy.
And it's not over yet. They could still get up. Whereas the Crows, by the same token, could put the foot on the accelerator and go on with it. Johnson has taken the mark, but there's a free kick.
For Paul Roos to get the free kick, interference against Chris Groom.
Roos from half-back. Goes wide to the outer side. Well, the Crows have the numbers. Liptak's kick is short and into the centre. Rashudo. Oh, gets a beautiful hand pass out to McGuinness. Away goes Tony McGuinness. Long and low in towards the forward pocket region. And Nigel Smart. Great football.
It appears he has a new opponent in this final term too. Kavanagh lining up at centre-half back on Nigel Smart. There's a champion, McGuinness, delivering that ball into the forward line. Good mark, Nigel Smart. He's jumping a little bit early there. Positioning himself very well.
47 metres, tight angle.
goal 3 to Nigel Smart.
75 plays 59. Still time for the Lions, still plenty of time if they're good enough. Spawn couldn't take it. Door opens for Wiedemann. Weed goes goalwards. Left foot kick is through the one behind. Peppering away. Wasting a few opportunities. They certainly did in the first quarter. They beat it 3-6.
Hawking to bring it in. A real test. The concentration now of these Lions. As he boots it towards the outer side. Roos from behind. Strong mark held in front by Groom. He's played pretty well. Sometimes what happened at three-quarter time can prove a distraction. Hall comes out, misses it.
He's got one too.
Baldwin. Hall's down and hurt. Baldwin to Kavanagh. And he's away around the outer side. Hall's getting up very slowly. Lee on the outer side wing has taken the mark. There's Tony Hall. Still not up, as you can see, but on his knees. Kick comes in towards centre half forward from Rashudo. Knocked forward. Brown got rid of Johnston, and Johnston will get a free kick.
Tony Hall's okay, Dennis. He appears to be all right.
Wouldn't mind being his chiropractor. He's done a lot of that during his career, backing back into packs. Well do with an airbag. This is Armstrong. Kicks down towards half forward. Anderson cleverly knocked the ball down to his own advantage at close quarters to Wiedemann. Little chip pass to McGuinness. McGuinness alongside the centre circle. Very high kick inside the 50. Over the top. Hall back into the play. Feeds it to Groom. 45 metres out. Groom's kick hasn't got the carry. It has, but not the direction. He misses to the right-hand side, but the Crows increase their lead. It's 10-17 to 9-5. Adelaide, on balance of play, should be further in front. Hawking kicks towards the outer side. Bain was up. Rashudo, 40 metres out, kicks, and another let-off for the Lions.
Had a big night, Mark Rashudo. 26 possessions.
He's playing on the wing tonight, Sandy, in a different role, usually across half-back. But he's been very creative in that position tonight.
Margin is out to 19 points as Baldwin steams away from half-back, looking for Roos and finding him in the centre.
Free kick,
free kick, an edge out.
Against Kieran Spawn there.
So it's been a frustrating night for Paul Roos. Kick from Sean Tasker towards half forward. Only as far as Barker. Need a couple of quick ones. Michael Dunstan up over centre wing. Good mark taken by Manson. This may provide the opportunity. Johnston kicks up towards Spawn. He has it on the left half forward flank. Kieran Spawn still 70 metres out from goal now. Effortlessly round the man on the mark. He heads for goal. Good looking kick in towards the forward zone. He wants a player waiting down. It's James Manson. A high kick. Won't make the distance. No one able to take the mark. Whelan tries to sock off the ground. He's done it once, almost did it again. Lyon will leave it for the elusive Manson. Oh, James. No, he can't. Wren tries to get it out with a hand pass. It's going to be bottled up by Whelan and a lip tack and a bounce.
Good player, Sean Wren. He works hard in those packs, doesn't he? All the time for a big man.
And I think James would be very happy with that description, Sandy. Elusive.
Here he goes again. Armstrong at the bottom of the pack. Matty Armstrong, 9-5, plays 10-18. The Crows leading. Manson again to Armstrong. Wrong side of the post. Robert Shaw stormed off the ground. He looks a little cooler now, Den.
Yep. 10-18, 9-6. I'm sure three-quarter time proved very therapeutic for him. Manson goes up, knocks it down.
Hand on the shoulder there against James Manson. Sean Wren to take the free kick.
This is Jamison. Received it from Wren. Lip tack. Tasker now on the wing. Long kick inside the 50. Modra, the big run, the big leap. Couldn't hang on to it. Barker That was ambitious to try and crash his way through there. Now McGuinness to his own advantage. Wiedemann outside him. Both of them left footers. They had a problem from the start. And the ball is out of bounds and will be thrown in. Graham Corns looks on in his 4th season. I think well satisfied with the state of play at the moment, despite the fact he probably realises that his team should be further in front. But an accurate kicking has hurt them. This is Spawn. That's a very accurate kick. Did as was intended and found the boundary line. 10-18 plays 9-6. Margin 18 points. There's the time remaining. Satori's in front. Started very well tonight. Wine still needing a little match practice as Liptak pushes it across the boundary line and it will be tossed in.
Wren again in front. Satori. Hart tried to go through. The hand pass away initially. Satori leaves it for Zanotti. He gets taken by Anderson. In turn gets claimed. Spills free to Kieran Spawn. Fitzroy surging forward through Satori and Baldwin once again. Jason Baldwin a long way from home, but he's going to put them inside 50. They need a mark. They've got a mark. Jared Malloy directly in front can give them a glimmer of hope.
He's one of the players recruited from the under-18 competition, Jared Malloy, the son of Shane Malloy. A lot taller than his father.
Directly in front. Miss. Needed that one.
It's disappointing kicking for goal from both sides tonight. Plenty of opportunities gone begging.
78 plays 61 and they're the sort they would have had to have kicked Rashudo. Doesn't make too many errors. He's had a pretty busy night tonight. On that occasion over the line and a wry smile from the doctor.
Well, that's good work too from Darren Wilden, getting back there to make himself avail of that contest.
Wren wins it. Jarman just tries to shovel it out. Boyd's at the bottom of the pack. Lee comes over the top of him.
And he's been picked for holding the ball.
Gee. Hart loses it. Oh, they've lost it. Kieran Spawn gets the hand pass across to Manson. James Manson's awkward looking kick up towards full forward. Ball spills free to the front of the pack. Tasker is there. A cry once again of ball. Now the Fitzroy fans and players are going berserk. Look at Manson.
Well, I think they had a bit to complain about with that Brad Boyd free kick also, because there was 2 players on top of him. What could he do? Sandy.
Well, they better be careful. This could get out of hand in a minute. Emotion could spill over.
You'll go, Did.
Well, I was going to say, was that there? I'm not sure it was.
Have a look.
I think James Manson just stumbled, didn't he? Is that how you read it?
Well, I mean, Wren caught the ball. He can't do much more.
Manson has it, however, directly in front. And James has gone.
So I suppose Fitzroy is still within striking distance, only 11 points down, and almost 10 minutes remaining on the clock. James Manson winning that free kick from the ruck contest. The free awarded against Big Sean Wren. I suppose after all the decisions that have been paid in favour of Adelaide, we can't complain about one going Fitzroy's way.
Well, a brave performance by the Lions. They will not go away. 11 points the difference. Under 10 minutes remaining. Wren goes up and taps it down. It's taken by Jarman, who boots towards half forward. A fumble down there by Kavanagh. Opportunity now for Smart. Tackle from behind by Kavanagh. He didn't quite know what foot to kick it with. Down goes the man on the half back line. That was Johnston. Eventually it comes across from Modra to Smart. He centres the ball. Roos will need to go, and he does. Hacks it down towards the centre. Missed down there by Hart. Opportunity knocked on by Boyd. Liptak against the flow. Kicks back inside the 50. Bacon goal square. Barker an opportunity. McGuinness spins out of trouble. It's a goal. Goal to Tony McGuinness. His first. And a very timely one.
1 goal, 1 to Tony McGuinness. And that now gives Adelaide a comfortable lead there over the Fitzroy side. Just unfortunate there, that tap on from Brad Boyd just didn't hit the target. And straight down the ground, Tony McGuinness finishes off. Very damaging there for Fitzroy, that mistake.
Well, there's still just over 9 minutes remaining. It's certainly not cut and dried yet.
The wingman in there too early. That was Mark Prosciutto.
Satori sends Fitzroy down towards the 50-metre line. Over the back it comes towards Wilden. Can't take it. Malloy's in there. Gets bundled out of it. Did he have the football? No! So Jared Malloy and Cornsey just leaning forward. A little bit of anxiety now.
Well, there, the free kick awarded against Jamison for slinging Malloy.
You're screwing your face up, Bernie.
Well,
not a pretty picture.
Well, again, pretty trivial.
We've got to be careful we don't split down party lines here.
All right, let's watch Malloy, boys. This time he's made amends, and here's goal. And the Lions hang on, Bernie.
Yes, well, they're still in there. They won't give up. There's no doubt about that. Sandy, 84 plays 73. They're still within striking distance. Here's the replay of this incident. Satori with the kick into the forward line. Well, plenty of guts this Fitzroy side. There's no doubt about that. Doc Wilden very busy. Hasn't converted many opportunities. And now we see Jamison. Well, technically, I suppose it may have been there.
So they're going goal for goal in this quarter-final of the Foster's Cup. 84 plays 73. Wren gets it down, crashing his way through it, trying to his bane. Wren again roves the pack this time. Kicks inside the 50. Up comes Hawking. Well played. Goes with the right foot across field. Opportunity now for Baldwin. Baldwin over the top. Ruse thought about the old 1-2. Now he steadies. Chips it down towards half forward. Dunstan has been a good player. Oh! Goes. Not a particularly good bounce, but he's got plenty of time. Kicks down towards the 50. Tasker leads in the race from one direction. Still he goes, Tasker. Coming up to mid it was Manson. And we've got a boundary throw in. And like Corns, Robert Shaw showing the strain now. The winner goes on into the big money rounds. The loser goes out. Less than 8 minutes remains. Manson hooks it down. Hart comes away. Nicely done to Prosciutto. Forward of half back, chips towards the wing. Brown was pushed in the back and he'll get the free. David Brown waiting for the ball to come back. Has it right on the wing. A couple of heavy knocks tonight. Brown kicks down towards half forward. Smart up in front, falls behind. Ruse tackled by Wiedemann, got the hand pass away. Johnston, I think, was the target there of that kick, but it was well wide of the mark. It was scrambled forward by Bain. It'll be thrown in, outer side wing.
Just over 7 minutes remaining. 11 points the margin. The Crows hanging on. The Lions desperately trying to take the points. Still time. Wiedemann claimed by Boyd. Ball spills free to Anderson. A high kick. Down towards half forward, Tony Hall takes a good mark. Plays on quickly, Groom. Not paid. Brown and Modra are both there. Brown at the bottom of the pack, trying to get it out to Modra because he's the only support that he's got there. And eventually over the line. Throw in the left forward pocket.
There's Kavanagh doing pretty well to get back there. He recognised the danger. Playing at centre-half back in this final term. Tom
McGuinness still inside 50. Tony McGuinness, a snap. A high kick going in towards Modra. Oh, great kick. That could be the sealer. 12-18, plays 11-7.
It's very tough now for the Lions to get back after two great goals from Tony McGuinness in this final term. 29 years of age now, Tony McGuinness. Last year's best and fairest for the Adelaide Crows. Has kicked 2 telling goals. A very fit player, runs all night.
So 2 inspirational goals to Tony McGuinness has stretched the margin to 17 points now. A real testing time for the Lions. They need the next goal and they need it quickly. Baldwin's sock is off the ground. It's taken by Hart. Hart, a little chip pass. Jarman runs into open space, 70 metres out. Bacon, goal square. Modra goes back, marks it, runs in, and ends the game in effect. Goal to the Crows. His fourth, and that should seal it.
If it hadn't already been sealed, Dennis. But that making the margin 23 points. Andrew Jarman just breaking clear there. Modra just holding Simon Hawking out of that contest. Not much Hawking could do. Trying to back into Modra. The player in that situation who is behind, of course, has the advantage. Just that little nudge puts the fullback off balance. And now 1 goal in each term to Tony Modra.
96 plays 73. Just on 6 minutes remaining. Baldwin's kick goes down towards half forward. Malloy is there, picks it up nicely now, gets the hand pass away, but they want 2 or 3 very quick goals. Manson will have a shot from directly in front.
Again there, Sandy, a clever tap on from Doc Wheeldon.
Yeah. As I said,
he hasn't done much on the scoreboard.
But he's worked hard.
He has worked very hard tonight. Very busy. He just doesn't hang around that goal square.
James has converted. So Manson gets his second, both kicked in this term, Bernie. And Fitzroy faintly hang on. 12-7 plays 13-18.
Let's have a look at this replay again. Baldwin, a quick kick out of the middle there. There we see the tap on from Darren Wheeldon. Malloy, a very quick hand pass, finding Matthew Armstrong. And James Manson. Not a bad shot for goal, James Manson, although he looks very awkward.
So back to 17 points. Up goes Wren. As far as wide, who kicks it towards half forward. Malloy tries to tap it out. Mrs. Hart has been pretty good in this final term. Goes across the ground. Spawn leads in the race out there. But the boundary line, I think, will be the enemy of the Lions and a throw-in. The umpires over near the concentration of Fitzroy supporters in the outer, making their feelings known. So games between these two clubs generally have the memory of umpiring as the ball is pushed across the line. The Guinness has been very good and the goals have been very timely. I suppose supporters in Adelaide would be thinking that it's a touch of justice in this if in fact Fitzroy supporters are complaining about the umpire as the ball goes out towards the boundary line. They had their problems, of course, when we go back to round 4 last year. Oh well, very upset, weren't they? Because of the criticism they copped, I mean, as a result of Fitzroy supporters thinking that, you know, it's one of those circular arguments. They thought they were wrong. Here's Rouvray around the outer side.
Well, I'm glad you know what you mean.
Brown's got it. I think their victory was lessened in their eyes as the kick comes down towards the pocket. Brooms in front, tries to knock it towards the boundary. Down went Boyd, taken by Wiedemann. Nice evasion by Wiedemann, gets it to Brown. Brown about 35 metres out, pulls it back for the kick-off line. And the mark is held by Hawking. That was a good one. He's a player of quality. Tough against Modra, and he's done very well. This is Spawn.
Bouncing his way through half-back. Attempting to anyway. Eventually gives it to John Barker, who floats it up over the centre, but only as far as Hart, and that's a fine mark. Hart's kick up towards half forward.
That'll be 50 metres.
Anderson.
50 metres against Spawn. Ex-teammates too.
2 former Bombers.
And just arriving there late. Kieran Spawn didn't have eyes for the ball there.
So 50 metres is going to bring Greg Anderson to within 30, almost directly in front.
We can't complain about that decision. That was definitely a 50-metre penalty.
Looking for his first goal for the night. And Adelaide's 14th. There's no doubt now they will march on in this Foster's Cup, whether he goals or not. But he has. So Anderson gets his first, and Adelaide's 14th, 14-18. Fitzroy 12-7.
Anderson, who played 22 games for the Crows last year in 1993 for a total of 15 goals. And as soon as you take your eye off the ball there, as Kieran Spawn did, there's no doubt that the umpire in a very good position to see the infringement and award the 50-metre penalty.
Just over 3.5 minutes then till full time. Jarman, quick hands away to McGuinness. Puts it down towards centre-half forward. Long kick. Out came Hall, knocked away there by Barker. Taken by Smart. Wiedemann set away on his left foot, pulls it back. It's another goal, is it? Modra applauds. And it is.
2 goals, 2 to Wayne Wiedemann. Crows opening up a big margin here at the moment. Here we see out of the middle again, Tony McGuinness on that left boot. Interesting that Marcus Seacamp's been on the interchange bench in this last term with Tom Kavanagh playing at centre-half back. Good roving there by Wayne Wiedemann. And now the margin out to 29 points in favour of the Crows.
And in the context of this competition, a massive win. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Armstrong gets a short kick in towards the middle. Manson slings. Ball finishes with heart. Liptak's kick is partly smothered. Here's Anderson once again. Just coming off a crunch. That was Dunstan who gave the hand pass away to Manson. Now Seacamp. Lions will fight it out to the bitter end. Don't worry about that. Spawn off to Baldwin. Jason Baldwin puts them inside 50. Down towards a full forward. Fisted clear. Waiting down is the youngster Trent Cummings from Central Districts. Going to get a free kick.
The umpire
45 out.
Awarding a trip there, Sandy. He started the game at half forward. Has spent a bit of time on the interchange bench. Well, the umpire indicating it was a trip.
Here's the kick from Cummings. That's pretty good. So Trent Cummings gets his second. He booted one in the second term. Fitzroy get their 13. 13-7, plays 15-18.
Yes, he looks to be quite a promising player across half forward. Trent Cummings, the former South Australian. He's kicked 2 goals. One coming in the second term and now one in his final term. Fitzroy will fight it out, but they really haven't had the best of nights with some of the decisions.
108 to 85, just over 2 minutes remaining. Up goes Wren, missed by Jarman. Spawn's over the ball. He was held according to the umpire. Spawn will get the free. Comes away from the middle. Goes out wide looking for Roos. Over the top though, Malloy, well marked. Wanted to play on. Baldwin sold into trouble. Did pretty well in a tight situation. Touched is the call. Johnston keeps it in front. Knocks it on. Zanotti soccers it out wide. Will it stay in for Cummings? No, it won't. So we'll throw in just inside the attacking 50 for the Lions. We'll try very hard tonight. Corns knows his side is through to play Collingwood, and that should be a big game on this ground next Wednesday, semi-final in the Foster's Cup. There's McGuinness. Not going nowhere. Malloy, eyes only for the ball, was pushed in the back, I thought, and he'll get the free kick. So Malloy is only about 30 metres out from goal. As they always do, Fitzroy have traded heavily on Endeavour tonight. Almost good enough, but final analysis will fall short. Cummings. As soon as any heat goes out of the game, though, Fitzroy immediately gets some goals again, and that's the case here. Adelaide sensing they're through, and immediately Fitzroy just keep coming. Cummings has missed, I think, to the left-hand side, so they're behind there.
Brad Boyd on the interchange. Pretty good game tonight, Brad Boyd, number 34 for Fitzroy.
Jamison goes to the outside. Chalmers up in front, hasn't done much. Comes behind. Baldwin goes with his right foot and his preferred side, and the mark is held by Hart. Hart has been a good player. He boots it towards the outer side.
Rashudo to Jarman. Lurking dangerously in the middle is like the general. He gives it to Anderson up towards the 50-metre line. Nigel Smart takes the mark. Short again. Modra. One grab. He couldn't complete it. Chance for Dunstan. Spawn.
Oh, hand pass didn't quite have the direction he intended. So he goes in to try and regain it. Jarman is there also. Flicks it over his head towards Nigel Smart. Rashudo, a short little chip, may have another go. Bang, crashes into Spawn and then locks up the football for a bounce. And just about the end of the night for all. Tom Kavanagh with cramp won't mind hearing the siren. There it is. Victory to the Adelaide Crows. Final scoreline showing Adelaide 15-18, 108. Eclipsing Fitzroy 13-8, 86. But after that mighty clash, it just shows once the siren sounds, mates again. But this crowd giving the umpires the rounds of the kitchen as they leave the arena. It was rather hostile at three-quarter time, and once again, here at the end of the game,
plenty of
getting quite a reception.
Constabulary, Sandy, as they come off the ground.
No doubt, plenty of advice on the offing, but let's look ahead because there's plenty of football still to come in this competition. Quarter-final time on Saturday. Sydney plays Hawthorn at Waverley Park. That game getting underway at 8:30. And then, of course, on Sunday, it's Essendon up against Brisbane. That game commencing at 1:30. So we certainly look forward to your company on 7 for those two games. We say farewell now from the park with our winners tonight, the Adelaide Crows.
This has been a 7 Sports production.